So instead, I'm just going to record because I'm not going to worry about it.
All right.
So I'm going to record, and then I will upload it that way instead. Because I'm not going to waste a bunch of time trying to figure it out when it might just be my ISP deciding I don't get to have internet speed today.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Again.
that's all they decide.
Yeah. So I'll post it on YouTube after I'm done recording. So we can have it there. Alright, so at the end of our last session, you guys had secured your alliance with the two various Goliath tribes. And you were at Sky Tower Shelter getting ready to head off on your trip back west towards Sunblight, backed up by a small contingent of Goliaths and hunting griffins.
Woo.
Woo!
Gonna
We also have a
passing by
cloak.
the Cackling Chasm, I guess.
You will go fairly close to the Cackling Chasm, that is true.
Or are we going through the mountains? I guess we could with the Goliaths.
I mean, it seems more reasonable to go through the valleys and thus by Cackling Chasm.
So,
I mean,
did do. Let me do this real quick.
Unless, of course, the Goliaths know like a mountain road.
also
Goliaths
we
all
could,
have the passive, yeah, your party is not hindered by difficult terrain.
Did any of you multi-class into Ranger on level 6?
Well, revised Ranger, real fast. So yeah,
Hey.
double checking. Everyone did finish leveling up to 6, correct?
Yeah, but my favorite terrain is desert. I don't know if.
Ah. I will do my best to bring it up in the campaign.
Well, you know what they say, glaciers are just really cold deserts.
Well, I mean that's true. The actual desert
Is it
one
tundra?
is like over here, technically.
Not down there.
Yeah, there is like it's this like section right over here. There's basically a dragon that like owns it, and it's this huge just like deserted thing that no one is allowed to go in because it's mine.
We should go
would
there
that
next.
be the same dragon as we noticed?
It is not. It is not Arelvatis. No, this is one of the like larger, like well-known Faerun dragons.
Like, how close were we to just being dead at that moment when we walked up to the skeleton?
I
5
mean,
feet.
it depends on how you would react, honestly.
But I was 5 feet away from stepping on her nose. If I'd taken one step forward, I would have stood on her face.
You were, in fact, walking on her wings.
I know.
You just hadn't.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, I mean, the group of you that got up that close, you were like on the tips of her wings, but there was enough snow on it that she basically didn't notice yet.
Yeah. The fly hadn't been spotted.
Yeah. All right. So I have, in order to try to make this a little easier, and I haven't moved over all the markers, but I've moved over some. So it's a
have a hex
zoomed
grid.
in hex grid where each hex is a mile.
Wow.
So that
You've
should
been
make
Busy.
it well, I had to do a lot of prep for the things that might happen this session. We'll just say things are coming to a head. So this one, I after the last couple times of moving back and forth and doing all that, I think this might make moving easier in terms of figuring out how far things are and actually plotting a movement, so we're not doing like the whole, oh, like if we skirt close enough here, we can shave off a quarter of a mile. It's like, no, because this is wilderness exploration. So basically we're just going to do it mile by mile, and it's like, if it's in that hex, then you get there within that mile. And with overland travel, that works out, because overland travel is, on dog sled, it's 1 mile per hour, and on foot with snowshoes, it's half a mile per hour. So it works out really well with...
It's 2 hours per hex.
Right. So it works out really well with moving. And then mountain travel is 1/4, so then it's just 4 hours per hex if you're going through the mountains. Without dog
Also,
sleds.
1 hex per hour now. Just have an elk, pretty much.
Yep. while you activate your elk powers.
We can travel double.
Yep.
Hope that
Cool.
would be useful for this campaign.
It's So
Probably is.
So this is where you can determine the pathway that you guys would like to go. Because this will
problem-
make it easier for you to measure whether it's going to be faster to go through the valley or whether it's going to be faster to go the other way. And one thing you can do, which I will do it this way, is when you do... it should be... Let me double check and make sure I have it turned on. Yes, I have it saved as Euclidean. So... without that, it measures distance on like each square, so you'd have to do like the up down shape, and it counts the miles each way. And this one doesn't. This one is a straight line that it measures based on the hexes you move through. Hold on. Sunblight's name isn't showing up. Let me fix that.
Did you remove your arrows?
Did I what?
No, Ian.
Oh, mine? Yeah.
Yeah, you had them almost at sunlight and then you went boop, gone.
I
There we
think
go.
this is like the close to
This looks like
one of the
39.
fastest routes.
Yeah,
And the
'cause,
last
like-
bit on the mountains.
So,
Yeah, the last bit,
Wow.
regardless, is going to be mountain travel
yeah.
because it's kind of in that middle part.
So
'Cause
might
it's
as
not
well
that much
not stop
longer.
forward.
Although, wouldn't it be faster to go like this bit?
Unless you-
Because there's a valley in between here.
It's a bit up and down, but maybe. I mean, you can
Also,
because I have to hold my mouse. If
we
in
moved
order
to
for this
sunlight,
stay.
or we moved to like here, didn't we?
that's
we're
where
at
you
the bit now.
are. Should be.
Because we're not at the meeting place anymore.
Yeah, and
So we should, like, our starting position should be like here-ish.
no, because
Ah,
Our starting
so
position.
that's
This
No,
is
no, no.
that
We went
is,
back. We went back to Sky Tower
you went
anyway.
to
So
Sky
we're
Tower.
starting at Sky
And
Tower, and
the meeting place
was
is like
somewhere
right
around
here.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
So
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh,
because
we cut
Worm
off
Doom is
a
up
bit,
here, and then it was this peak is where the meeting place is. This is where Sky Tower is.
So it's 4 more miles to stop by East Haven. Essentially.
oh, that's not a lot.
Oh, if you
No,
just
that's
head straight to
not-
East Haven.
Yeah. Because if we...
and then down to Stoneblade.
But do we
Sunlight.
have anything we need in East Haven currently?
Food, possibly?
Love that we've abandoned our sled.
Yeah, our sled is still over
Shit,
there,
yeah.
south of East Haven.
The
Oh, we
sled is
can-
on the west side of the mountains right there.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 more miles to... If we get our sled.
So how long is this if we go by the tower?
The tower is like up here, so
Yeah, that'll be up here.
Yeah, well, not after East Haven. Someone else do that.
Well, but then it turns into, are you going to be able to convince the Goliaths to go there?
Yeah.
Because the Goliaths are on a mission.
Okay, I mean, because this is quite a big detour if we go
I mean,
there.
we can still stop by other places after we deal with Sunblight, right?
Yes, we can. I was just like thinking aloud.
But also, we'll be traveling way faster than all the Goliaths. Or double the speed, unless they have, like, favorite terrain. I don't know how you want to do that. Come in.
How many people? You can only support 10 people with your build or something, right?
Yeah, up to 10 companions, so... You 5, right? Because we're
Yep.
6 total?
Yep.
You 5
5
and
Griffins.
5. And 5
Then we have-
yeah.
Then we
I
have
mean, the
two
Griffins are
dogs.
flying, so...
Yeah, the
Oh,
Griffins
right,
can
we
go
have
faster
dogs
than
as
you.
well.
No.
Yeah. I'm guessing but the Goliaths, unless they have, like, favorite terrain, will be way faster.
Yeah, since we have a total of I think 12 Goliaths, like.
Yeah.
Or how many were it?
There are
10.
12.
Or 6.
No, sorry,
There's
yeah,
12.
it's 10, no, there's 10 because it's 2 sets of 4 warriors and then 2 Goliaths
two
that are
handlers,
handlers for the 4 griffins.
2
Yeah.
handlers, right? For some reason, I thought it was 4-4-4.
Yeah, no, it's because it's 4 griffins. So it's like you effectively have like 12 combatants and then 2 handlers.
Question is, do we just want to clear out the Cackling Chasm on the way to see if there's anything loot-worthy there? Since we're going to be traveling way faster.
Well, the problem is we've already spent a lot of time traveling back and forth, so it's now been like 10 days since that dude was taken, hasn't it?
I mean, I think we're going, like, unless we're deciding going to East Haven, we're passing by anyway, so we could. I mean, there's a lot of days until we get close to there.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason to visit East Haven.
Yeah, I
But
don't
if
see
someone-
it right now.
I can't think of any good reason either.
Like, if we head that way, it'll take Jon's path. It'll take 5 days to get there
Okay.
by
by
traveling
the way,
8 miles a day.
Does your elk movementy thing work on mountains as well, or just snow?
Whether mounted or on foot, your travel pace is doubled. So, anywhere.
So it would still double it, but
It
the
would
mountains are
negate
still
the
slower
negative.
than the plains. Right.
Yeah, because they quarter movement, not half it.
We can do 8 miles by tundra, 4 miles by mountain, or
Yeah.
that's about it.
I'd say we go by Cackling Chasm and straight to Sunblight.
Mm. But if you got enough dog sleds, you could travel 16 miles on the tundra per day.
Yeah, if we had.
Mm-hmm.
So,
If
That-
only we had taken some more time before doing our big expedition.
Well,
Well,
then we
how
still
many-
wouldn't have a sled
I-
though.
yeah, I can't use that ability on all the dogs we need.
But it says
Oh, you
whether
could.
mounted or not. So you would
Oh,
effectively
right.
cast it on you guys, and then you are mounting the dog sleds.
Okay, right.
Yeah, because like you don't
wanna
have to
spend that
buff
money
the
on,
dogs.
I don't
You're-
want to spend that money on dog rations though.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you know, then there's the fact that we can't, like, I can't even afford a dog, let alone the like 3 I need.
Yeah, we need like 20 dogs, which cost.
Actually, no, it's just 2 each, right? It's £300 for the first dog, and then
Well, yeah, the first
Are
dog
they
only
300
gives
each?
like 50 pounds, and then the second one gives the full like 300. Because it has to pull
Yeah.
the weight of the sled as well. So it was basically if you got 2 dogs per person, you could get 1 person per sled. But you could also get like 2 people per sled if you got like 3 dogs per sled.
hmm It gets a lot easier. Like we could make do with 9 dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
if we put both the cats on one sled, then 2 dogs would be fine for that one, I think.
But they're the tallest character.
Yeah,
They're,
But they're not
literally
dense.
just
I
skin
know.
and
not
bones.
not physically, anyways.
Yeah.
I think Throg's arms are thicker than the entire cat.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, his arms probably weighs more than the cat's do.
All right, so what are you guys thinking? Are you wanting to run by Cackling Chasm? The Goliaths are willing to effectively split up for travel if you have like something you need to go do where, you know, we will meet you in 5 days at Sunblight and they can travel
Well-
their own way through the mountains.
Well, would they only take 5 days?
I'm
Because we would take 5 days and we travel at double speed.
I'm saying, do you want to split up with them so you guys can travel at your own speed and do something else on the way?
I
5
think
days
that's
was
a
just
good
like a
idea.
random example that I pulled up.
Yeah,
Because you could say, let's make it 7 because we have a thing we want to do.
Yeah, let's make it 7. Go by Cackling Chasm, pick up the sled, and then head to Sunblight. Or like check on the sled.
Yeah.
I think that's a good plan. I like that plan.
And of course,
Sled at this point.
And- I mean, it's partially just because there's like how much? 20 pounds of chitin on there.
Oh yeah, it's all the chitin is there, so we could use it for
Uh,
making
20
something.
pounds of chitin.
Also, there's probably gonna be a lot of loot in Sunblight, so it'd be nice to have some transport that Frog doesn't have to carry everything, even though he pretty much can.
We intend to leave there with like 100 battle axes and
Yes.
So
100
more
pieces of
pikes.
splint armor.
All
mean,
the
who
pieces
knows?
of it.
Maybe they haven't used up all the shardolin they've gathered, so maybe we can salvage a pound or two.
What was it I found out last time that was exactly 100 gold? Was a spyglass, I think? So exactly 100 gold.
I
So I
think a
can turn, like-
spyglass or
So I can turn-
a magnifying glass.
Yeah. So I can turn 5 war pikes into one of those.
Yeah, just spend a couple of days in Sunblight after we're done just converting pickaxes to.
I mean,
to-
could you just make gold
Spyglasses.
ingots or something?
Well, that's heavier than a spyglass, though. A spyglass weighs literally nothing.
Yeah,
But you're gonna
it
ruin
would
the
have way
spyglass
more
economy.
style to roll up with a dark set full of gold than a dark set full of spyglasses. Just saying.
True. And
But
probably
obviously-
easier to sell.
And
Yeah,
probably
but
easier to
isn't
get
the-
mugged for.
How much does
true.
100 gold worth of gold weigh? Because it does have a weight, I just don't know.
We'd have to just look up coin weight, because effectively one gold coin is one coin's worth of gold.
I think it's a pound per 10.
That would make those coins really fucking heavy.
Which is why
So,
I don't use coin weight.
So
Yeah.
a pound of gold is worth 50 gold.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
So, you know, so you
Two pounds for 100 gold worth.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's probably the better thing to.
Does your
To
tool
make
say
it.
that it's... Does your thing specifically have to say it's tool or equipment when you craft?
Let me just double check. I can just link it once I find it.
Yeah.
But I linked the wrong one.
In
There we go.
oh,
Press a non-magical item.
Yeah. A simple martial weapon, suit of armor, 10 pieces of ammunition, or a set of tools, or another metal object. So you have to have equipment for examples of these.
The equipment you can make technically.
So I might not be able to just make coins, but yeah. I think that spyglass falls under it.
Yeah, the spyglass would fall under it. I'm
So-
debating on
so
whether or not
we-
I'd say gold bars would fall under it, because that's not really equipment,
Yeah.
that's a trade good.
Yeah.
At the wording of this, I think that's a no.
Yeah.
it seems like it's not a trade good, so that you can't like gain value from it, because.
But you can't gain value anyways.
You always
Well, I
have to
mean,
trade
if you made it
equivalent
into a trade good, you could sell it at full price. But we can never sell it at full price. Is how I'm reading this.
The best I could do here is you can make 10 pieces of ammunition, so you can use gold coins as slingshot ammo. Surely.
You
make,
could,
like,
it would just be expensive.
Yeah.
And they
Can
wouldn't be
you-
well, and they wouldn't be printed correctly. So, like, if you tried to give them to anybody, they wouldn't have the correct, like, stamp or seal on it, and they'd be like, "Did you make these yourself?" And they may not, agree that these are normal pieces of coin. Plus, you'd be, firing gold pebbles at people with your sling.
It's very dense though.
Yes, but it's also very
But quite
malleable.
soft.
All right. So, based on what I'm looking at, it looks like you are planning on meeting them on the 27th of Hammer at Sunblight.
That
think that
sounds
sounds
about
about
right,
right.
yeah.
Or like half a day's march from Sunblight.
Yeah, let's meet, like,
they'd meet you at the entryway to the valley right here, because
Yeah.
there's that little that cut in on the
Yeah.
side. They'd meet
Oh,
you
yeah,
over
that-
there.
That's nothing, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because that way we don't also get the opportunity to try and sneak up to Sunblight and fuck it up so that we're all spotted. Then we can blame the Goliaths.
I mean, I can blame anyone.
It's just about how effectively you can do it, but you can technically do it.
I mean, I don't think anyone comes even close to my sneaking. So I can blame anyone.
3 to stealth.
I have a
I have
plus
a
10,
+0
so
with disadvantage.
I have a +0. I have a -5, effectively.
Hey, it's better than Ian's -1 with disadvantage.
Yep.
Fuck, why haven't I not noticed this before? You get Spirit Seeker with the Path of the Totem Warrior, so I can speak with animals and use Beast Sense.
Yeah, boy.
Why
That's
haven't
cool.
I not noticed this?
Should have done that with the Griffin.
That's what
No, I didn't want to do anything with those griffins.
get.
Griffins were great. Love the Griffins.
Punch.
oh boy.
Punch
Once I reach, if I ever reach 11, it's gonna be, all my skills are gonna be so ridiculous.
Yes,
Expertise
because
in
you
everything.
can't roll below below
Yeah.
10.
Yep.
All right. So, is there anything you guys need to pack supplies-wise, or you want to purchase from Sky Tower before you head
that's-
out?
I want to visit the temple, or like
The runes.
the runestone for strength.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now
for the
that
first
is
day.
within 24 hours. You have to use it.
Yeah, I know, but like I mean, also I'm not getting the chance to do it
Right.
For another week, yeah.
for another week anyway. So if something happens the first 24 hours, at least.
Yeah, I guess I'll go for the, what was it, wisdom one?
Yeah. So there's the Shrine of
Oh.
Strength and Honor, and then there is the Shrine of Mind and Spirit.
Wait, now that we can move 8 miles, do we have to make 8 survival checks?
No. I am
Oh,
having
right.
you do... I'm grouping them together to see how bad things get, is all. I was not even before having you do it like every hour or things like that. I was just doing a couple throughout the day to see what happens.
Yeah, they were more like the scatter checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
See
been
how
traveling
far
for a
we-
while. Did you get lost? No? Okay, great.
Did you get avalanched again?
Yeah.
I'm just glad that now we can only get avalanched in this area on a 1. I think we got down to a 1.
Yeah.
In that area, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Specifically traveling back and forth between the two Goliath places.
So how are people on rations and things?
That's what I was asking about. Is do you guys want to restock on anything from Warm Doom Crag or from Sky Tower Shelter before you go?
I mean, I have 17 and we're traveling for 7 days, so I'm good.
I have 16.
They have 7.
Well,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
might want to stock up a bit.
we're going
25?
back to right, so something like
No, wait, I've got 19.
20 is plenty.
Yeah, get up to like at least 15.
It's
I think
a.
I'll also buy
How
some
much
more.
is it per ration? So 5 silver?
17
less.
is 8.5. It's 5 silver per.
Oh, it is, okay.
So do they sell rations at normal price?
Yes.
Somewhere?
Yeah, they'd sell them to you at normal price. They'd have various dried meats and root vegetables that they've been able to scavenge in the mountains that they would sell you.
I'm gonna add.
Actually, they'll give you a 10% discount. Well, 20%. We'll have a shave of silver off. So it's just easier
Okay,
math.
yeah.
It's easier
Guess
math.
that was
They'll do 4 silver apiece.
Okay. Well, I still have to break the gold. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna add 3, so up to. So I'm up to 20.
Yeah, I'll set it up to 20. You know, you never know if we're gonna run into more kobolds that need food.
It's true.
I mean, it was.
Um,
Hang on, I need to find our other.
Like I've spent more like that's why I've spent half of my rations on since I left East Haven. Were those 2 I gave to them.
Wait, why haven't you spent like your daily rations?
Because most of the
we're-
time we've met people.
Or
Yeah.
you had the food that you
Hunted.
got from all the extra meat you found.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's actually only been 2 days I've had to spend them.
There's you. Right. Look.
would Helga help me make, like, transform a war pick and a battle axe into a warhammer?
Do we have any of those?
I have one of each of those, and I'd rather have a single warhammer. It's the same value.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I can do it twice a day now. So
Right. And I'm guessing the 14 rations we have, like in our party
Yeah.
fund, is for the dogs.
yeah,
Because the 2 of them use 1 each day, right?
Yes, between the 2 of them,
Yeah.
you use 1 each day.
Yeah. Okay. I'll fill that up to 20 as well.
Okay.
So I'll buy
Sounds
6
good.
more.
Yep.
So 4 times 6 is 24, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So 2 gold and 6 silver.
but yeah, if any of you need like some extra arrows or something, I have one more like craft I can do today technically, or if there's like an item, but yeah, it doesn't actually add any value. It just transforms coins or anything into arrows.
So, by the I do have a potion of healing on me, but I'm guessing that's good. The right person to have that on, considering I take reduced damage and I take a lot of damage, or I get hit a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh.
I think it's a good feat.
Oof. I'm reaching my current weight limit.
Your carry limit.
Yes.
Yeah, because hang on, what? The
Carry limit is 20 times strength, or is it 10 times strength?
No, 15.
15.
Alright.
Yeah, my carry limit is 120. I'm currently at 117.
Ouch.
My max is 210.
Though there is the thing that I'm lugging around the 15-pound skull.
Oh,
Yeah, but
A 15-pound skull?
the one
Yeah,
from
he's still
the
carrying
giant
the-
troll thing.
He's
The
still
giant
carrying around
skull.
the undead frost giant skull.
Yeah.
From the first cave.
Yes.
are you like wearing it as a hat or?
No, just lugging it around.
You just got it, you know.
It's neat.
He's just waiting for that race undead spell.
It just brings back the skeleton head, so it's just angry.
No, it just like adds like an arm from one of the gnolls we kill.
Oh, okay. So it's just like a bobblehead, because it doesn't balance at all.
Yeah, make your own abomination.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in for it. It's fine. Alright. So you guys are restocked up? Are you ready to go?
Where do you see your
I
carry
think
limit,
I am.
by the way?
You click on the weight carried thing.
Okay, on equipment.
Yeah.
Wait, card.
So,
Okay,
so who are we putting the cloak on
Right.
before we go anywhere?
Yeah, I can
Ooh.
carry 340 pounds more, so.
I mean, this what you used
It's for quite a
asking to be used as a mule.
Pretty much.
You can carry that
well,
much more, but you only have so many hands.
So There's so
So
much backspace.
cloak.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who wants that cloak?
I don't know.
Everyone wants that cloak.
Well,
So
everyone
abs-
wants the cloak, right? But
I mean, I'm fine. I have an armor class of 50.
I would like to not have an armor class of 14.
Me too.
I don't need an armor class. I'm a spellcaster.
Hey, I'm a spellcaster. I need an armor class.
Yeah, but you're also a melee spellcaster.
I'm a ranged fighter. Like, I don't need one, but it's nice.
Yeah, why don't you have more? Can't you like wear heavy
Because
armor?
he's a dex fighter though.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
Strength
right.
stat of 9.
could get a studded leather armor, maybe.
Yeah, but they needs to go back to like East Haven or something to make that dragon scale thing of his.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was we found a leatherworker in East Haven, didn't we, for your
Yes.
cape?
My wolf cape. Winter
So
wolf
that's
I
the
guess
reason
that
to go
would be
to
the
East
one
Haven.
reason we dropped by East Haven, because then we'd have the armor by the time we get back there. But
With 7 days, we have time for both. Yeah, I think.
No, I don't think
well,
so.
not. Then we have to do not cackling chasm and sled.
I mean,
Because
we
it would
can still
take-
do the sled. But we can't do
yeah, if
Cackling
we're
Chasm.
stopping at Cackling Chasm, we lose 1 day going there, I think.
Okay, I mean,
Right, yeah.
we can find out after being in Cackling Chasm. We might
Yeah.
even find some studded leather in the Cackling Chasm,
We might.
just for temporary usage.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, I
think
guess Helga can decide. She'll make a fair choice.
Will
Maybe.
I?
No,
Haven't
but
we?
I hope it
kind of
favors me.
Haven't we kind of decided
I mean,
to
the
go to
other
Cackling
the other
Chasm?
question is, do we have enough time to stop by East Haven, wait for the studded leather, like the dragon scale thing to be completed, and then
Oh,
head
no.
to Sunblight?
It was like if we drop by, then they can make it while we go to Sunblight and then come back again, and they might be ready.
Hmm.
Yeah, but at that point, we might as well just do it after Sunblight.
But like, couldn't you just make that with your smithing?
No, because it's magical. It's also not metal.
Fair enough.
That.
Like I could make it with some metal in it, but like I wouldn't be able to bring out the magical properties that you get out of dragon scales.
Do we also have the money for that to be made? Because that would probably be quite expensive. Just to have it made.
You don't even know how much it would cost.
Exactly.
We don't know. We don't know.
So you know,
We
we
can-
might be able to just call in a favor from the mayor there, or you know, depending on what happens at Sunblight, maybe we get some leverage, or a lot of money because they've been hoarding things from all over the place.
Yeah,
So many
I
options.
mean-
Or might be dead.
I mean,
Option.
we could also just start going to Cackling Chasm and see what happens.
Yeah.
But like before we went, I guess this one decision we wanted to make is who gets the cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do we want to decide that later?
Look, who gets hit more? It's probably Throg, right?
Yeah, Throg gets
It
hit the most out of the people that have quote
But-
unquote low AC.
Then Throg has
But
to
he
get
also-
new winter clothing.
Oh right, because he uses his cloak as
Oh yeah,
cloaking.
Did he get rid of his old winter clothes?
I do have still have winter clothes. But yeah.
Okay, so you could just put them back on, but then you couldn't wear your winter wolf cloak
Okay, yeah. Yeah, fuck that.
because you can't wear two clothes.
We can wear two
Yeah.
cloaks.
There's
One
two
in
reasons
front, one
why
in
I
back.
would like it.
I think Ian's probably a solid choice then.
Because I also make like concentration checks, and it should also help with that.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's
because it helps with
just a
saving
regular
throws.
cloak of protection stats, right?
It's just protection 1 on a cloak.
Let's go with that then.
All right.
Because if I get to
Good.
22 AC, I think Kamen has to start throwing things at us that we don't want to have thrown at us.
No, it just means I'll have things target you not with AC.
I
I'll have
mean,
guys start shooting saving throw spells at you.
fireballs. Tons of fireballs.
No, at
I
least
mean,
I was
please-
0 deck save.
Please wait till I'm level 7 with the fireballs.
At least you can
total
still half
evasion.
the damage.
Well, half or just ignore it.
I mean, like now you can do the like reaction half damage thing.
I
Is that
think
on
that needs to be
physical
an
attack?
attack. Let me check.
But anyway, you wanna start heading out?
Yeah, when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack. So
See, it's
Right.
Was there a specific design to this cloak?
So
It was
Yeah,
like
it
a
was
pelt, right? Was it
let
white?
me, let me go back to it. real
is
quick.
this acceptable pathing?
for the
Yeah,
first
that's
3 days.
good enough. Just
Yeah.
move your 8, and then do your 2 checks for the day. We'll see. Let me pull up the description.
So it's exactly 3 days to get to Cackling Chasm.
pretty much.
Okay.
Did you
Considering
do half movement for the first bit? Because we're on
Oh,
the
right.
mountain currently.
right,
Then just go for the 7-5. Because we can just go down the mountain.
It is a
back over
white
there.
cloak made of mountain goat hide.
Nice.
Yeah. white cloak's way cooler.
Yes, it is much more of a fashion statement.
Does it
Because I
have like the
killed it.
goat skull on top of it?
No, it's just made from like white mountain goat leather.
So I'm guessing Throg is leading now, considering just
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
story purposes, considering he gives the bonuses and stuff.
That makes very much sense.
So one and I
Lead
guess
us, oh
that's
great
good
frog.
enough.
I think the first one's the same roll. That's good. Yeah. So on your first day, you can move your first eight squares. Your first 8 miles as you get to that corner.
Just move the 7.5 because we're like with the mountain.
Yeah.
All right. You split ways with the Goliaths that morning, promising to meet them nearby the valley entrance to the east of Sunblight in 7 days, as you head off through the valleys headed towards Cackling Chasm as your intent.
I
Somebody's got a
marked the
little
next
pink dot in
waypoint.
To, like,
Yep.
rest and do. But how are the rules on like hunting and stuff?
So
Can I still do that? At
if
night
you are
and stuff
leading,
after we
no.
travel?
It has to
Okay,
be something that you do. So that's things that other people can do while you are pathfinding. Is somebody else can make a survival check to see if they can scrounge up food or not and find anything to hunt. Because basically, you can put people on watch. Somebody can be pathfinding. Somebody can be like foraging or hunting. But while you are actively finding the way, unless you have an ability that lets you do otherwise, which I know one of the ranger ones does, it says like while you're scouting, you can also like forage at half efficiency or something.
So yeah, if anyone wants to do that, go ahead.
You'd have to be
Uh,
trained.
I'm already doing the I'm
I'll,
doing the aiding, so
Yeah.
And I'm not trained in survival. Also, I'm the guy who always has his eye open on everything that might be around.
I'm not trained in survival. I have only -1 on it.
Okay, I just
All right.
I was
Yeah.
just curious.
Sounds
Yeah.
like
We
the
have
survivor
rations
people
for a
are
reason.
dedicated. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know if we could actually do that on our downtime because we're
No, because
counting
that's
8 hours. So
right.
we have like 14 hours of rest.
Yes, but you'd have to like actively look for it. So it's
Which means more travel.
right.
Yeah.
So it is one of those you'd have to do it while you're traveling, and so it's
Right.
it's how you split up who gets to do what during travel time. So the first day is uneventful, and even knowing where you are headed, there is this feeling of a wall of inevitability that you'll come up against. But for now, the day passed relatively calmly. So, it is now the 21st of Hammer as you head west towards the Cackling Chasm. Roll your 2 checks. See if you get lost on the open tundra after you pass the river.
Move us here.
Yeah, that's why he's got the little pink mark there.
And do I roll more?
Yep,
Is it
2
roll?
more.
Yeah,
2 more for
2
today.
more.
All right. Okay. After you, in the second half of that day, after you crest past the river, you head southwest towards the next gap that you know should be there. And about this time, a light snow comes through for the day, so you are obscured at distance seeing as the afternoon settles through. But you do not see any notable signs of life as you continue to go along.
Also, I'm guessing we should remove rations and stuff.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do Russians.
And the ration as well. Because there was 1 ration for 2 dogs, right? Per day?
Yes, 1 ration per 2
Yeah.
dogs. What? Just so I know for the future, because I'm assuming you just have a standard one. What's like the standard order of watch?
Let's say
I think Ian wants to do the first one. But
Yeah, because what's people's passive perception? Because mine's 11. So that's not
And-
great.
Well, it's-
17.
Yeah, it's just order, because you have to have 4
Yeah.
watches throughout the night. So
I probably
Yeah,
do the last one
depending
so
on-
that I can, get up and put on the armor for the day.
so he'll just last.
yeah, I'll take one of the middle ones.
I'll also take one of the middle ones.
could like 2 guys
Okay.
be on the same watch? Would that give advantage?
It wouldn't give advantage, but you would both get to make checks. So it's kind of advantage, but it's because each person gets to make a check instead. So you still get 2 rolls, but each of you has to use your own, perception.
Okay, so we have watch number 3 and 4. So let's roll a d2.
Ramroll,
Do we
you
have a
want to
D3
share one?
here?
I was taking one of the middle ones.
Just do a D4 and 1 and 2 being one option and 3
Yeah.
and 4.
We were
being the
having
other.
Eon open up because he wears heavy armor.
And how
Well, if someone wants to join me for that one, that's my perception is awful. So like if Throg wants to join, for instance,
Yeah.
we can have
yeah,
like
I
a
can join Eon.
buddy
And
time.
then I'll take.
Because Throg is also easily distracted.
Will you sit
Okay, I
there?
guess I'll take the third one. No, yeah, I'll take the third one.
I'll take the
sh-
second.
Should we roll for every rest, or do we just roll when you
In terms of
indicate
what?
it? Like for
Perception
like
check.
the
Oh,
rest?
so yeah, I'll ask you when we do perceptions. This was just so that I kind of knew what the default order was.
Yeah. So, do you want to throw silver with Ramroll, considered both of those also not great perceptions?
Yeah. I mean,
I guess.
if they...
We don't know. Maybe we just have a very narcoleptic cat.
That might be as
Maybe
well.
sleep, like
I mean,
sleeping.
he's.
Possibly.
Do you still need sleep?
For now.
For now.
For now.
For
now.
starters.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember you saying that was the thing.
That's not until level 10, was it?
10.
Right.
Yeah. It's 6, 10, and 14.
All right,
for
so-
Warlock.
Helga was the last one. Was she alone?
Yeah.
Was nobody with her?
Yeah.
She was alone.
Yeah,
All right.
always alone, you know.
All
The,
right.
the only morning bird.
Yep. So, Helga, as you are concluding your watch for the morning, and it's probably another half an hour or so before everybody's going to start getting up and getting ready. With your passive perception, you manage to pick up the sounds of a large creature moving through the blowing snow towards you.
Like how large?
Specifically large,
A
Alright.
large
like
tree.
as of the category large.
Yeah.
Don't like it, don't like it, don't like it, don't like
That
it.
might be like 10 kobolds in a trench coat.
Let's see. It would take. That would be 8 because each one takes a
Yeah.
5-foot square, so you'd have to do a 2x2 grid on the bottom and then a 2x2 grid on top. So it'd be 8 kobolds stacked on top of each other in a cube of death.
That's
That does sound
glorious.
scary.
Yeah.
Kobold keep
well-
death.
You mean awesome.
I mean, it could be scary and awesome. I'm not that you can have both
Fair,
qualifiers. Oh my god, yes.
I'm just I'm just imagining 8 kobolds inside a giant hamster ball now.
See, I saw them where there
Which
was some like
bites.
weird kind of like mechanic thing where their armor was actually just one giant cube of armor, and each one of them like bolted into a specific section.
Yeah.
Fair.
Like a
Um,
goblin-powered tank of some sort.
Yeah.
but you said it was like half an hour to normally wake up, right?
Yes.
I guess I should wake the others so they're at least awake.
Okay. So, which one are you going to? Hold on. I'll do this. So the circle of nap time. Who are you going to wake up? Because you effectively have one action as your like response to hearing this. So who is first? You could get to any of them. So like don't feel like
Yeah.
you have to do Eon or Raymerl. I just randomly
Yeah.
dropped you guys in a circle. But it's effectively you can spend one action to wake someone up.
I guess I'll wake the cat because he's perceptive.
Okay, I was like, but there's 2. But then you said perceptive,
The
so
percep-
there's 1.
the perceptive
There's
cat.
one.
Yeah.
There's one perceptive cat.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then there's the one with proficiency in perception, but still not.
But still is not very wise about it. Yeah, so Helgi, you can go
Taylor
ahead and
background.
move up to Niker, and as you wake Niker,
Also gives me an excuse to shake the cat.
yeah, the 2 of you, now that you are awake, and Helga, having spoken just enough, has alerted this creature that it knows that you're awake now too. So, everyone can roll initiative, because the other 4 of you are just asleep, technically, at the beginning, so...
Actually remembered to select my token.
Yeah.
Advancements.
Oh yeah. Well, everyone but Ian seems to at least be awake before we can do anything.
Well,
I mean, don't people have to be awoken?
So
Still?
it's
Depends.
right.
I
So the noise, basically on your turn, there is a chance that you will wake up from the noise itself. But if someone spends an action, you don't have to make a check. You're awake now. So, there we go.
Time for thaumaturgy.
Alright, I have to.
Guess that's
I
what I
like
could have
that
done.
comment in.
What?
That's very clearly an owlbear.
It's. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, that's so
it's
in initiative.
it's technically very clearly a snowy owlbear.
Oh, he's so cute.
He is.
Down there, right?
A snowy owlbear combines the physical features of a snowy owl and a polar bear.
Look, it's rations. They came walking to us.
All right.
Hang on.
You what?
We ate owlbear before. It's fine.
As it
No,
snarls.
I haven't. I specifically
Okay.
haven't, which is why I used more rations than you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fine with eating the Perryton, but like the owlbear though, I mean,
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. I
What?
also didn't eat the parrot.
well, no, because there was one you did. I think it was that you may have unwittingly eaten owlbear because it's you didn't eat the
He ate the
Perryton,
feast.
but 'cause
Yeah,
you
it
did
might have
eat
been,
from.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's that you didn't eat the Perryton because you like knew it was a
Yeah,
monstrosity, but I mean you might have picked around it. To be fair, I would count it that way where you're like eating it and you're like, I don't know what this is. You just, like put it off to the side.
Yeah,
Mm.
'cause
Frog, you want this?
Mm.
we were served some of that food by the Goliaths. I don't know if you ate any of that.
I mean,
I
but that was a
probably-
huge feast, so you'd be able to take your
probably
pick from the
tried.
Goliath food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I probably did my best to not eat the monstrosity.
Okay, so Raymerl, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh no.
Ooh,
Okay,
nice.
you do not wake up.
Oh,
What?
It's pretty far away.
And combat hasn't started yet. Like, technically, the only thing that has happened so far is Helja was like, hey, Niker, get up, and then there's something running. Like, as soon
That I
as
didn't
somebody
woken up.
actually starts yelling or that stuff, the DC is going to drop significantly. But as of this point, there hasn't been a huge volume yet. Frog,
I do have danger sense. Does that help?
what's the exact text? You can just paste it.
Scientific advantage on Dex
Yeah, it's Dex,
saving
babe.
throws for traps that you can see or hear.
yeah.
Yeah,
Don't you have advantage on initiative now, or is that 7?
that's 7.
7, yeah.
Perception check, Frog.
Yeah. Perception. There it is.
All right, Throg continues to sleep. Silver.
So I was just gonna roll on that one and be like,
He has slipped into the unconsciousness of death.
Well, that.
He seems somehow more peaceful. Yep, Silver is also still sleeping soundly. All right, and the owlbear, sensing movement, is picking up speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and of course he's just out of range.
Does it have reach as a large creature?
No,
Wow.
it's 5-foot reach because it doesn't like it just has its like teeth and claws. Like it doesn't have huge things.
I mean,
So-
it has the standard Heinz like CSC claws, I guess.
So yeah, it is then going to go double move 1, 2, 3. Seeing as you two are awake, it collapses. So Niker, you are prone, not wearing your armor. Well, yeah, because you'd have taken your armor off and stayed warm. But your weapons would be near enough by, and there's a snowy owlbear now. As he'll just like, hey, get up. It's here.
ah! Okay. Well,
Good morning.
I'm awake. So I grab my ember knife,
Mhm.
but I probably have close to it because it's probably warm anyway.
Just keep it on your
Oh.
chest.
Yeah, or no, actually, I'd probably keep it at the feet because
Gotta warm
those
your
get
toes.
cold easily. But yeah. Okay. Insight versus deception.
Where did its page go? Oh, it doesn't even have deception. No, 4. It's got a -2.
Okay. I mean, that is kind of what I was hoping.
I'm surprised it even has 6 charisma.
It's 7 charisma.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah, that hits.
Yes, it does.
So that's 10 fire, and I guess 9 more, 9 sneak attack.
Yeah.
So is that number that's under the ember knife?
It's the
accurate?
version of his Ember Knife, yeah.
Yeah. Technically, it's because it's still 1 point because it's the first iteration of an ember knife.
All right.
But the rest is fair game.
Helja.
Well, do wake all of China again.
The owlbear did just, like roar angrily as a hot knife was stabbed into its belly, so not pleased.
All right.
Oh yeah. Also,
it's more-
I get up before
Okay.
I do it.
And getting up provoke an attack of opportunity.
It does not.
What?
Yep,
That's Pathfinder.
that's Pathfinder.
Oh, you right. You right.
Pathfinder is nasty.
Been doing too much research on Pathfinder, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm
we had
running a Pathfinder game.
last night we had our session 0.5.
Ah,
Yes. As Vingarald von Rubis, the fruit leshy cleric of Halkamora, was ready to go.
the what of the what?
So he's literally a sentient berry bush that worships the god of like bountiful harvest and sharing wine, and it is his divine mission to spread as much wine throughout the world as possible. He also, as a berry bush, he does not understand sexual innuendo, and as a fruit leshy, my like racial ability is basically that I grow a fruit, it's like a berry, on my body once a day that people can eat and it heals them. But because of the sacredness of it, it must not be touched by hands, and you must consume it off of my body with only your mouth. So you must eat the fruit of my body if you wish to be healed. But he doesn't
Oh.
understand why that would be weird at all.
I mean, people would rather die, right?
I don't know. We'll find out.
All right. Well, so you said the owlbear was already pretty loud, right?
Yes, it screeched when it got stabbed. So
Right. Yeah,
so you can take an action to automatically waken somebody, but you know that like it's going to be much easier for them to wake up now.
I'm right next to Ramril, so yeah, I suppose I can just
Okay, so you can
shake
spend
him
your
awake.
you can spend your action, and it wakes up Raymerl. So Raymerl, you awaken to the burning scent of feathers and flesh as an owlbear seems to be grappling with Niker, and Helja is shaking you awake.
And I'm guessing I can't like just kick him 5 feet away from the owlbear as I'm waking him.
Correct. You do have a bonus action though. If you have anything you'd like to do with a bonus action.
Let's see, did I pick
Cantrip it on. Whatever.
cantrip? Bonus action? What? Yeah, I guess I'll just do a spiritual weapon. Yeah.
A
Does a
16 does
16
hit.
hit?
Yes, it does.
For
Is that
11
like
force
the
damage.
first or the second time that you use that?
Second. The last time I
Yeah.
got to hit once with it.
All right, Eon, please make a
So
perception check.
you used the spell slot to summon that spiritual weapon?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
Yep.
was that last time?
No, Eon slumbers peacefully.
I mean, this is a great night.
Yes. It's the smell of burning flesh. Really, to you, just smells like someone's cooking breakfast. So you settle down even more comfortably into your rest.
It's a good dream.
Ooh, hell, just cooking breakfast. This will be good.
As he dreams of kicking the shit out of Niker while he screams.
Mm-hmm. All right, Raymerl, you are awake and prone next to a snowy owlbear.
Stand up and grab my rapier.
All right.
Which is not what I'm good at.
You're okay. You're just not great. It's
No,
pretty
I mean,
good.
that?
Good.
There you go.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it had its
all right.
turn to Raymer
Yep.
because it was trying to ball me.
Because it was like, oh my god, this guy's burning me. What the he was sleeping. What's going on?
And then I'm gonna attack it again.
Yeah.
You have 2 attacks.
Yes, because he's
Yep.
he's just
He's
like
fighter.
you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
6.
Technically, he has 4.
I mean, you know, every
Twice,
short
yeah.
rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not looking great. Throg, please make a perception check. It's really easy now. Basically, every somebody's round of combat, I'm lowering the DC. Yes, Throg, you shake yourself awake, taking your bonus action to like look around and kind of shake yourself awake, and you are fully awake with your move and action left. Takes half of your movement to stand up. You do note that it does look like this owlbear is probably on its last legs that your 3 allies are fighting off to keep out of the camp.
Yeah, because I can rage. Okay,
Yeah, but
just
I don't think you'll need
run
to.
over to it.
That was mine.
Double hit recklessly.
We'll see if 1 does it. That hits. And exactly, it is dead.
Nice.
As you bring your axe down and sever the base of its spine, not cutting the head off completely, but dropping it silently to the ground.
I still have my 10 hit points.
Because it
So
didn't
do I.
actually get to attack. All right. So, assuming since it's about time anyway, you guys don't have to go back to sleep. You can just kind of start your day slightly early. There's no negative impact.
Okay.
So you guys kind of finish waking everybody up. The main thing was that because of the time frame it was, like, you didn't spend anything yesterday, but it was like things that you have to do your like ritual in the morning you wouldn't have been able to do yet. But you guys didn't get a combat encounter yesterday, so you don't have anything you have to like re-prepare. But that's the way I rolled it for when it showed up.
Looks like dinner showed up early.
So yes, the one thing you do note, looking it over, is that this owlbear does appear that it was effectively starving, and it had resorted to trying to eat you. You wouldn't have been its first pick, but anything's better than starving to death.
I take offense to that.
It's fine. It's dead, so you can be offended at it all you want.
I mean,
Aljo,
you
if
can keep
anything,
its
you'd
corpse
be
if
the
you want.
least appetizing because you
Yeah.
you
Wow,
are
wow.
I am dense and packed with nutrients, I'll have you know.
yeah,
I'm
but
not
you're
skin and
also
bones like
canned.
you are.
But you're
You are
also
canned. That's true. You'd be the hardest to open. It's
I
like,
mean,
is that preserved
well,
meat? Gross.
well preserved, I guess.
Hey, at least I have meat, okay?
My
Okay.
meat is just higher quality instead of
Uh,
quantity.
So as you
I
wake
mean-
everybody up, are you going to attempt to try to butcher the owlbear into usable meat?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and roll. Let's do survival or nature, whichever is higher.
Yeah, survival definitely.
I can't do medicine on the owlbear.
Medicine would tell you like what kind of state it was in. You'd be able to tell more things about it, but not cut it up for survival purposes. You'd be able to tell like, you know, how long it lived for, you know,
Yeah.
all of that kind of stuff. You'd be able to figure out.
So,
Yeah, so you managed to cut up about 12 quote unquote rations worth of food. Effectively, you get 2 days worth of food for everybody, but you don't
Nice.
have any way to prepare it or
Yeah.
like freeze it because you guys will be traveling. So you do have to eat it within the next 3 days before it would go bad.
Yeah, I'm shoving it in the meat sack that we had.
I assumed that you abandoned that meat sack since it was empty.
Oh, well,
Because that was, you had dropped all that meat off.
yeah.
But like I said, it is only like 12 rations worth, so it's not like huge amounts. It's not, like dried and condensed, but it's not like it's huge. Like I'd say it's 12 pounds of meat.
I mean, that's still 6 kilograms of meat.
Yes, it's a lot.
That's-
It's a big bear, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like you're dragging around like 100 pounds of owl bear meat. It's, you got, 6 people's worth of 2 days worth of food. That's a lot of food. In just meat. So, with that, we will jump back to the close-up map. So, assuming you guys pack up and you're going to eat that today, you guys can do your 8 hours to head towards Cackling Chasm.
Yeah. So we're gonna be just by Cackling Chasm, right?
Yes. Well, supposing nothing goes wrong.
Right.
So go ahead and roll your 2 survival checks. Don't move yet. Roll your 2 survival checks. All right, so you head southwest, and what you find is that as you got closer to the mountains, as the evening's overcast snow and everything kind of cleared up a little bit today, you realize that this is not actually where you were yesterday. You got slightly lost when you rolled the 11, and you actually ended up here. So when you head southwest, it's that you find yourself here, and you realize that you're on this side of the mountain instead of being in here. So you've moved 2 squares to get here, so now you can move your 6 remaining. Because you were actually over here.
Right.
So you have 6 squares remaining. Well, I should say, 6 miles remaining. It doesn't have to be exact through there. Like, you don't have to cut around like that. Because it's... yeah,
But
you
I
can
guess
do...
We'll go right next to Cackling Chasm and then head
We can
in.
go like.
You can push 1 hour if you want to risk it. If
I
you
mean,
so
we can
choose.
go here and do that first thing in the morning.
Yes, you can also
Yes,
do that
simple.
and just camp a mile away and then try to find it the next morning.
Look for another cave in the
Yeah.
chasm.
You could definitely
Yeah.
look for another cave.
So, yeah, I'm guessing we do want to push it and try and find the cave today, or do we do that
No.
tomorrow?
Who's ever taking notes, you're 1 day behind. Started the travel to Sunblight is on the 20th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
So you just move everything up 1 day is all.
I'll just move the days down 1 day.
That works fine. It's like I'm keeping track on the actual like the calendar one I built, and so it's yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit unsure about that. So
Yeah. No, it's fine. I was just making sure before we got farther along. Like, I don't want you to lose a day because the notes were just off the line. Okay. So, the rest of the day, you do, after you recorrect your path, you do find that you lost a little bit of time because you got kind of stuck in the mountains. But you do course correct and manage to get the rest of the way there.
Yeah.
Without any further significant issues.
So, Niker, are you gonna be wimpy about eating again? And
I have
should
more
we
than
feed
enough.
your
I have more
should we
than
feed
enough
your share
rations.
to the dogs?
I have more than enough ration.
Okay.
So yes, he's not eating fresh owlbear.
Yeah.
I should say 8-hour-old frozen owlbear.
We didn't
Okay.
just cook it straight away.
I mean, did you want to build a fire that morning?
I don't know.
Let's just
Probably
do it
better
in
than
the
building
evening
it here.
because it's
I got rations. I'm good.
You do have 3 days
Fresh
to do
out
that, so.
there.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is probably the worst place to put up a fire. A place close to a known threat. And knowing that, I'm gonna
We
when
got
we're
ration.
setting up camp,
I suppose we could try and use it for an ambush.
You guys were looking for a small cave, and you do manage to find a rather small, 15-foot deep, like 10-foot wide. You know, it'd be bold to call it a cave, but you find a like inlet in some of the lower mountains that you can at least get in out of the wind to save
Oh,
yourself a little
great.
bit.
Out of the wind and out of sight a bit.
Right.
Let's do that.
Great.
So it's not like you're like out in the middle of nowhere. There is like a little bit of control.
But yeah, to not use a ration day, I suppose, or to not use the start a fire here. I'll also use a ration. Because yeah, we can use the owlbear meat as bait. Because we know these gnolls are starving.
You straight know these gnolls are starving. It's not even like a hidden objective.
Yeah, do we want to like lay out the bait before we like set up camp?
Do gnolls have like very good smelling sense?
So they're half
Roll-
dog.
Like,
They're half
on par with
hyena.
hyenas?
They're hyenas, not dogs specifically. Go ahead and roll, let's say, nature. Anyone that's trained in it, because like you could ask around, and if you're trying to formulate this plan as a group.
I don't have nature.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
do.
anyone that's got it good, you could have them roll it as you're all kind of working out, is this a good plan?
Wait, does hyenas have noses?
They have noses.
Yes.
You don't know if they use them for tracking, though. But they do have them. Like, you've seen it on their faces. Like, you remember when you chopped that one Nolt's head off that it did distinctly have a nose.
Yes, they do have noses. That's what
Silver,
Success.
you know that they don't have any innate bonus to tracking via scent. But they would have, you know, fairly good noses. Effectively, they don't have like the, you know, wolf or dire
Bear.
wolf. You have advantage on survival checks relying on smell. They don't have that.
Isn't perception checks not survival?
Yeah, perception checks. So you know that they don't have that benefit. So they could smell as good as anybody else. And if you're starving, you could probably smell some cooking meat from a pretty good distance because you're desperate.
They would most likely have almost worse perception than I do in the sense
Yeah.
of smelling.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, one thing we could definitely try is something along the lines of in the morning, get a bit closer to the cackling chasm and set up like a small fire and build an ambush around it. And then just
So like a couple of guys down with the fire, and then the rest hidden, or like just a
force
fire with nothing, because that's obviously a trap.
yeah, that's
maybe.
obviously weird, but
Yeah.
they will go for it because
no-
they're starving.
And dumb.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's
I mean, that's a cool idea. But
let's
like
have the
that's
weak,
that's
puny-looking people be as bait. So, cats, you're up.
I'm not the one being bait.
So you
it's
guys
the
are.
owlbear being bait,
Why
right?
not? Quick.
The owlbear is the bait.
Yeah, like we said, I don't think we actually need people there. Like we can all hide and they'll come for it.
But then we're gonna burn the meat.
No,
But you also do have to
Well-
find it, too.
yeah, we have to find the cackling chasm first, and then we can consider setting up maybe an ambush.
Do I hear cackling?
Not from where you are, no.
Okay. There's no cackling here.
Do we see chasm?
Not right now, no.
Let's go find these guys first.
The first leap.
Let's do another rest, and then
So it's
Frog
long-
is just gonna eat owlbear raw. He doesn't care.
Okay.
For some reason,
Uh,
doesn't want to cook it,
please-
so yeah,
please
he's
make a
gonna,
Constitution
just gonna eat
saving
it
throw.
raw. save. That's yeah.
You're good. You don't have indigestion. I would have given you like 1 hour of the poisoned condition where you have disadvantage. That's all.
Fine. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like because you're like, yes, maybe I should. I won't tell them. I won't tell them though. will
I
not
mean,
admit
he's
to
an
this
orc.
fault.
He's hardy.
Right. That's what I said. Like
He's
the worst I
even
was going to
worse.
give you is like indigestion, where you're like, oh, okay, oh, that hurts, but we'll get over it. We'll be fine.
So, also feed the dogs.
Yep. Yeah, the dogs will eat it fine. They don't care.
Yep.
All right.
Does
So
anyone else want to partake, or do we have like
Yeah.
9 pounds left?
You have 9 pounds
9
left
pounds
because everyone
left.
else used rations.
no one else is going to eat it raw. That's all.
Like I could, but you know.
You could also just
Look
searing smite
uncivilized.
it. Okay.
Or you know, use heat metal on a frying pan.
It's true. So it is now the morning of the 23rd as the night passes uneventfully, and you are not awoken by any kind of cackling or traveling throughout the night.
Yay!
So, you know roughly where to go looking. So go ahead and roll for survival checks as you are attempting to find Cackling Chasm now. Because you're in the area that you know it is, you just need to find the actual chasm.
Sorry, someone texted me. What do we roll to find it?
Survival.
Survival.
I'm guessing that's me again. With help.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so it takes you about an hour of wandering around before you finally hear some echoing chatter that you detect is in a direction, and you wander off carefully and slowly moving towards that way before you find the chasm laid out before you in the shadow of the mountain. So in order to find it, I'm actually going to drop you guys close so you can see it and then make your plan from there. So
how much are we in the dim light?
yes, you
Part
are
of the
still
day.
in the dim light section of the morning. And for right now, you won't even be able to see anything because I haven't dropped you on the map yet.
Yeah.
If it eventually loads and puts you there. So don't move from where you are because I gotta drop everybody in the right place. Have you guys loaded in yet? For those of you that I've put on there.
Yep.
So on my
Yep.
other window, it's still marked as loading.
Oh,
I might have to
there we go.
refresh my other one.
I'm in now.
We're at the bottom.
Yeah, you're in the kind of bottom right section. And then
This
Rainbow
one,
is,
bottom
of course,
left.
1.5 times.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to refresh my page for some reason. It doesn't want to load on that window. There we go. Oh, and now the audio is playing. It hadn't been playing. So that's fun. Okay, so what you see... So I'll move you guys all out here. So you see that there is a great rift down in the earth. And I will get back to the right description page. So a yawning chasm ahead of you threatens to devour you as if it were a giant icy maw. The wind sweeping through the mountains can't drown out the inhuman cackling that echoes in the chasm's depths. At the far side of the chasm, those of you that have the light to see it all the way up there, which I think all of you might, because I think I just have it on daylight mode, but I'm not sure.
Nope,
You see
I
that
can see
there's-
till here.
Okay. So those of you that can see far enough, you see that there is a cage on the far end of the chasm down in there. When you get kind of close enough to peek, because you guys were scouting around, and you don't hear anything else out here. So for levels, you can see that this ledge right here is 30 feet down, and then this ledge is 100 feet down, and this ledge is 200 feet down as they drop into the chasm. And then right here, there is a like cave mouth that descends into the rock around the side.
Where was that?
It's this like little steps right here.
Okay.
Oh, right.
It's just kind of like a roughed out cave mouth that goes down into the rock.
Hmm.
Do we see any like scouts or anything?
No. Other than the like echoing cackles, you don't see or hear any individuals.
I mean, considering how this chasm is looking to be set up, we could just throw something in there and take pot shots at them, and then take them out when they try to come up.
I mean, do we have anything that reliably hits thing at 200 feet range
Remerald.
through
Yes.
darkness?
Oh,
Yeah, because it is the like darkness part of the day.
throw a torch down.
Oh, we could do that.
That's actually a good point. Those of you that can see far enough, you see flickers of light coming from around this corner here. You can't tell exactly where it's coming from, but you can see some flickers of light from here, and then some flickers of light from here.
Like in the top or way down?
On the negative 30-foot section.
Oh.
okay.
So it might be worth
First basement floor.
and like on the big sides it's like mountains, so we can't actually walk there, right?
You could walk along the top, but it's not going to be like you'd still have to drop in. But so like you're on the edge of the mountains, but this is like basically at ground level. This like just drops into the ground.
Yeah, but like because it's blacked out on the sides.
Yes.
That's mountain, right?
No, it's blocked out because this map has those floors right there. You could walk right here and be on top of it.
Okay.
Okay.
But like on the map, I can't just drop you there because the map has that as the insides of that section.
Okay.
But-
I see.
Right, but like yes, this whole area is like flat ground. It's maybe like slightly raised over here, but it's basically like flat ground or outside of this chasm that's just
Okay, so-
cuts
Okay.
down.
Could just like walk around it
Yes.
to go from the top end. Okay. Checking
we
out the
could
light
technically
seems
just-
interesting.
We could just rope down.
Or check out the cave over there.
Check out the cave is an option. Like right down the middle is an option. Check out the left side is an option. Throwing
So, how
something
about this?
down there is an option. Making a
How about this?
bonfire here is an option.
I'll check the cave real quick and see what I can glean from just going in a bit.
So those
come
red
back.
things are where the light's coming from. I just kind of put a marker there so it's more permanent.
Okay.
You can see like flickers of light coming out of there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, go for it.
Yeah.
Scouting.
Well then, I'm gonna.
I mean, worst
Crouch.
case. ...
Worst case, I'll scream and alarm everyone.
And then we get our ambush.
All right, as you get closer, because like
I'm stealthing.
yeah, so I dropped you guys here, but like my intent was like you guys weren't necessarily standing immediately here. There's just as close as I can push you to it, like and still have you on the map. So, you know, like you could have been like 30 feet back or so. You guys are just kind of scouting out there.
But yeah, I go up
Yeah,
there.
go ahead and roll stealth
steal.
as you walk up. All right. So you sneak your way up to the kind of cave mouth, and as you get close enough, you can see that at the southern end of the chasm, humanoid skulls are stacked on either side of the inside of this cave mouth that contains icy steps descending into the rock. Blood has been used to draw crude symbols on the skulls. You can easily determine that the skulls belong to a mix of humans, dwarves, goblins, Goliaths, and orcs.
So literally anything that lives around these parts.
Dragonborn.
There aren't a lot of dragonborn
Literally
here.
anything humanoid. So yeah. Well then, I can't see inside, so I
yeah,
don't know where
'cause-
I could go.
Well, that's like if you wanted to step inside. I was just reading you the description as you got close.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I know you were planning on going inside. It was you see that as you get up there. If that changed your mind about where you were going, then there you go.
No,
Okay. So I'm going to. Yeah, so this
not
should be
yet
fine.
anyway.
Okay. So, come on. Delete. No, no, don't. No. Of course, it just moved
Uh-oh.
everything. Everything moved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I put it back. Come on. Hold on. Grab the right thing. Not everything. This is a different color for a reason. There we go. Okay, so as you step in, I'm going to move you to where you would have to go to see. So
Okay.
you got to the bottom of the steps, basically. And what you can see from there is the crude steps lead down to a frigid, 10-foot-high cave filled with a putrid stench. The mostly broken bones of humanoids and animals lay scattered on the icy floor amid bits of metal and torn strips of leather. You can see you can kind of see the part here, but that there are a few gnolls that are kind of crouching around and staring at something in the middle of that room. So they seem to be not paying attention to your direction at all.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna sneak. Yeah, I'm gonna sneak over here.
Okay.
I'm just pinging and rolling before I get to actually go there.
Okay. I'm guessing you want to like peek
And
around
then-
the corner.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
So
can
I'll
move
just
to the
move
middle
myself.
so you can see, and then I know you'll go back.
Yeah.
So as you look around the corner real quick, you can see a crude stone altar with a mountain goat's bloody head is resting atop. Atop it dominates this 8-foot-high cave. The floor around the altar is littered with gnawed animal bones, and you can see that there are 4 gnolls standing around it, kind of looking between each other and like. We'll go ahead and roll insight to see how much you can determine. You can see that they obviously hold some form of reverence for the skull, but you can also see that they are so hungry that they're debating licking the blood off of the skull.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Can I make like a religion check to
You can.
figure out?
You could
what,
actually make a religion check about the blood symbols that were on these skulls.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it all kind of clicks together that you realize that the symbols, and then this is the symbol of Yinogu, which is the demon lord of gnolls. And that the flesh that still remains on the goat's skull is meant to be an offering to Yinogu. But they're even debating giving up on their
Taking that,
sacrifice
yeah.
to their god to not starve.
I wish I had some AoE. Ah, so tempting. But I don't have any.
I know one guy
Well,
would love to shoot an arrow in there.
So the other thing you did see, because you would have walked by it, is you can kind of see it here too. Is that this is a cave mouth that opens into that. It descends. So this is a 15-foot descent, and then the other one is a 15-foot descent. And of course the map moved because that's cool.
Mm.
Hold on. To fix the map because it's not centered correctly right now. All right, there we go. It's close enough. Okay.
Okay. All right.
But you, even from your insight check, you do figure that these gnolls are in like no mood to actually fight.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop us, does it?
Like I said, that's just insight. He can tell they're not like itching for a fight.
Well, for now, I'll check out the way down. So I'll
Okay.
move.
Yep.
I'll move over here to look down.
Yeah, go ahead and roll stealth. I'll move you to the side. Okay. You step away. I'm just gonna set you out here because when I drew this map up, I didn't make that a doorway. I just like traced it off, so I can't just drop it like I could the other door. And that's the same thing with why I have these marked, because you can see now that those are actually cave mouths, but I also didn't make them doors. They're just a wall. So I will have to move you guys across that threshold when you get there, so you can see. So let me go back to the description. So, you can see that 30 feet below the surface, a shelf of rock surrounds the chasm's gaping maw, its cracked sides riddled with caves and festooned with sharp rocks. Farther down in the chasm, you see dead gnolls impaled on some of these fang-like protrusions. Manic laughter echoes through the chasm as you look around, the sound ricocheting off the walls that make its origin impossible to pinpoint.
Can I see anything further down the chasm? Like, are there other sources of light somewhere?
There, you do not see any other sources of light from the lower areas. The only thing you see down there is gnolls that like have been impaled on the rock formations.
Can I make like a perception or investigation check from here to see if they are, like, if they fell or if they were placed there?
That would be investigation, and we'll see what you get to. Looking around really quick, you can see that there are some slick spots around the cave, which could make it dangerous that you could slip and fall. But you do see that there are a few spots where there are maybe more gnolls than it would make sense to be an accident. So it's possible that they were thrown in or something.
Okay.
Like, it seems like there's a spot that's more heavily used than the others. Maybe that's just because it's more dangerous there, but hey.
Yeah, for now I'm sneaking back.
Okay. You make your way back out of the cave without... So you can just jump back up there, that's fine. Without significant issue.
Yeah. I suddenly pop up next to everyone. Hi!
Hello.
Because I don't think, like, with a third roll of 30, I don't think anyone in this entire party even has a chance of detecting.
Well,
I mean,
they do with you coming out, because they'd be watching the doorway, so they wouldn't hear you, and then all of a sudden your head would just pop up out of the hole. And it's like, oh, okay, here he is.
Just like, ah!
Get him!
It's a no!
It's a no.
I am considerably better dressed than a gnoll.
This is just your head, you know, it's an animal head. Animal is animal.
Oi. Okay. Well, I share what I learned. So there's 4 gnolls at that altar. They're in very close proximity, Rime. If you could just get a beat on one of them, if you shoot one of your spiky things. Oh wait, the bursting one was 10 foot? Was it 5 or
Yes.
10 foot? 10
10.
foot.
10.
Yeah. You would reach all of them. So basically, as soon as you go down those stairs, you should be able to see one of them. And we could get the drop on them. They do not look like they're in the mood to fight, but also from all the skulls they've already piled up, I don't think they'll make an exception for us as potential food sources.
I mean, we're here to rid the world of these pests, yeah?
Go ahead and make another religion check, Niker. To see if you remember something. Or I should say, see if you know something about gnolls. You do not.
Okay.
Helga, you're also proficient, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so you can... go
Yeah,
ahead
I
and roll
also
as well.
shared what
Yeah, so it's like when you
what
start
I've
talking
figured
about
out
all the skulls and them starving. Okay, Helga, you know, based on what he's informed you about, especially since there is the shrine and thing to Yeenoghu, is that for a tribe of gnolls to even function, they have to have a religious leader, which is known as a Fang of Yeenoghu. because that's the only way for gnolls to actually like repopulate is they have to turn hyenas into gnolls, and only the Fang of Yinogu can like basically bless that and get it ready. So there would be a leader somewhere here, or if there's not, they're doomed to die out anyway.
Where the fuck do you find hyenas here? Turn into gnolls?
That's their problem, not ours.
But that is a
Yeah.
fair question.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they have a portal.
Well, also at least from what I could see, the temple and those two sources of light were the only signs of inhabitation I could find so far. There were some potential sacrifices.
Did you get close? I don't know how close you got. Did you get close enough to see the top end of the cave?
I can see it from
I
here.
can barely see it. Like
When
I
you-
can barely see like the corner.
When you
over
got here, okay. So yeah, you could have seen that there was a cage in that far corner,
yeah, and
but
that
you didn't
cage.
get close enough to like get anything about the
See
cage.
inside.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we can get those four and just knock them out quickly. Like, hey, Raymer will start with a surprise attack and then go in straight after. Or we could
Sure.
go around and rope down to one of those, or close to one of those entrances on the upper level. We could also like go around and check out the cage first.
Cage does seem interesting. I'm thinking cage or getting the drop of these guys.
These guys seem to will probably be occupied for at least a bit longer. Like, I don't think they'll be rushing out here in the next 30 seconds or so. So we could just make a wide enough turn around the chasm that we don't don't run danger of being detected, and then close in on it on the side of the cage. And then once we get a better look at it, we can still decide whether we want to go down there from there.
Sure.
Alright.
So the thing we've been asked to do is to find like an old fishing thing. Was that it?
No, we've not been we've just been told it's here.
You have heard that a magical fishing hook, was stolen when Nabira Moorskull was killed by gnolls.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking is that like we kill all the gnolls, we've done the world a favor.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that there's multiple ways we can approach it. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with anyway. At this
And
point.
you know, the gnolls are filthy devil worshippers. So.
I mean, they are fiends as well.
Yeah.
Because gnolls just
Yeah.
are.
I mean,
All
they're
fiends
filthy.
must die.
Are they devil worshippers or are they demon worshippers?
I think
They are fiends, and they are chaotic evil.
That sounds like a
Because
demon worshipper.
They worship Yinogu, the demon lord.
Because I think demon worshippers are, the scum of the earth. They should die.
They're a special kind of evil. The chaotic kind.
Yeah, the one thing the devils can stand even less than good people. Chaotic evil.
Yeah, because at least with lawful good, you've agreed that there are laws to follow. You may be wrong in your morals, but we can all agree to contracts. These guys, fuck them.
Okay, so I guess we agree to check out the cave before the cage before we openly engage.
Sure.
So I was gonna say, since you have the dark vision to do it, Eon, if you walk up to the edge here, you can make a perception check to look at the cage, because you can see far enough. So
Yeah,
go ahead and roll
I'll,
perception,
Alright,
and I'll tell you how well you can make out what you see. You can tell that there is a man in that cage. It is man-shaped.
Oh, I mean, that might be someone worth saving, and if it's a hostage, then we should probably save him first, right, guys?
Or maybe it's dangerous enough that even the gnolls keep him locked up.
I mean,
Well, let's
Or maybe
let's
it's just
check.
not
Let's check
edible.
it out. Yeah, let's sneak around to like somewhere around here, and then I'll check out the cage. Like I'll get close, sneak close, and check out the cage.
Hope you didn't
From
just
close
ask
up.
me to sneak.
No,
we'll waltz around.
like a quote unquote sneak, as in go around the chasm far enough that they won't notice us.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. Do we have to like move on the map, or can we?
I'll just
No,
Oh,
you've ruined everything.
I've ruined everything.
Okay, well now you can see everything. There's monsters.
Surprise,
I didn't
surprise.
see.
So
I didn't actually
surprised.
see much. So
No, it's fine. I was just gonna have you guys move along on the inside and like be like, yeah, you're actually on the top, but this is the side that you're on.
okay.
So yeah, go ahead and roll stealth, Niker, because you all are effectively up here. And then you like stealthed up to this corner, so you're like peering down at the cage.
So we all up here, right?
Yes. You're
Do I
you're like
roll
farther
stealth?
back over here. No, because you guys are like staying, 20, 30 feet back from the lip, while Niker like, works his way up
Because
there.
I'm the stealthy guy, and we don't know how close to this entrance anything is.
But we'll.
So you guys are staying like out of earshot, while I start.
I'm dropping guys up here just so that you can kind of see. But yeah, technically you're like 20, 30 feet back from the lip. So go ahead and roll perception as you look over the edge, because you're also like listening and stuff too. Okay, so as you look over the edge, you can see that the man in the cage looks very familiar with the frost-bitten skin and body, and he is clutching a single javelin with a familiar-looking dark crystal tip as he is muttering to it, not noticing you standing up there.
Well, I head back to the rest of the guys.
You do
Actually,
also
Saving.
hear light knoll sounds from this doorway.
Okay. Okay. Well, once back, I inform everyone that, hey, I found one of our not quite dead friends.
You have to narrow that down.
The ones who are very much into their weapon.
Ah,
The Shardlin Berserkers.
because there have
yeah,
been
I could also-
quite a lot of not quite dead things.
Actually, not that many.
Oh, here we go. Here's the
There's the-
description. Situated atop the ledge is a cage made of thick timber beams and bolted iron door and iron fittings. The cage is 5 feet on a side and 7 feet tall. Inside it, a male human in hide armor paces back and forth. His murderous eyes lock onto any sort of movement he notices, which he didn't notice you. And he clutches a javelin made of a black crystalline substance. The skin on his hands and face is black from frostbite, and his lips are chapped and bleeding from the cold.
Seems even Oriel doesn't like these gnolls.
I mean, I think they just picked him up. Like, remember how close we were to this place when we were attacked by those berserkers the first time?
Yeah. It's like you were on your way here, and it's like there was maybe a berserker that got separated.
Huh. It's true. So where do you want to enter?
I think the best way is still take out those 4 guys. And actually, maybe the best way would.
Do any of the 6 of you speak Knoll by chance? Just so I already know.
No.
Nope.
I didn't think any of you picked it, but
No.
it's like because there might be crosstalk between gnolls, and I wanted to know if you guys would actually understand what they said or not. So, okay.
No, I think.
I mean, you didn't have a good reason to believe that you'd need to know Knoll.
Yeah, in my life until now.
We didn't know we needed that knowledge.
But don't. I think
Thank
going
you.
to the south tip and like going down by rope there, or just going through the temple into the inhabited layer is probably the best way to go. I don't think going down here on the north side or to like is worth it, because we'd have to either go around the entire thing to get to the two caves, like if you go down here, for example, or we'd have to go by that berserker and he would probably not just look at us and then just don't do anything. So he'd probably alarm them to our presence. If you want to get any sort of drop on them, going through the temple or trying to like climb down here and get into the first cave is probably our best guess.
I'm good for the temple.
Yeah.
Then we'll
So you
start there.
guys can head back. I'll drag everybody down there real quick.
Again, I would suggest that Raymerl starts with the opening salvo. I can show you from where you can get a clean shot at least one of them, and you should hit all four.
I guess that means that I'll wait with entering until you guys have snuck in and done your thing.
Yeah, just
So
wait
if
at
you-
the entrance because we'll be right below the steps.
So I'll be like here, or like
Yeah.
here, something.
Yeah, that's probably good enough.
All right. If you two are sneaking in, both of you can roll stealth.
Why not? Nothing could go wrong.
All right.
You're stealth well enough that even I'm impressed.
All right, Raymerl, you move in, and you can see the gnolls staring at the statue.
I'm gonna try and shoot him, I guess.
All right, then we're gonna go for initiative.
So should we all roll, or?
Yes.
And then we'll just start at
Yep. We'll
Raymerl's
effectively
turn.
pass until it gets to Raymerl's turn.
Oh wow.
Of course,
Oh,
if there's
just not
anything
feeling
like
it
you
today.
want, if you want to do anything like prepare anything, start raging, whatever.
All right, Silver.
Then again, it looks like we're just going with initiative straight away.
And I was told to stay outside, so I stayed outside.
Silver, would you like to participate? You don't have to.
In what?
In the murder of the gnolls.
Combat?
It's up to you. You don't have to. You could just wait up top and like wait for the gnolls to run out of the other caves, and then just Eldritch Blast snipe them. Maybe push them off into the 200-foot drop.
So yeah, maybe I should have made sure that these guys weren't like actually just evil, but oh well.
So, yeah, you draw back your bow and aim. You can still technically you haven't shot yet. You were saying that you were preparing to, but you are up first as you see the gnolls staring at their little sculpture.
So yeah, if you want to
Okay.
do something before you shoot, you can do that.
Just assuming these guys are definitely evil.
I mean,
from all we know.
what you know is that they eat various kinds of humanoids and they worship a demon lord. Like, you know that.
Like specifically those four in there are currently worshipping
Well,
demon.
they're debating. Because
they're
there is
debating,
a
yeah.
sacrifice that they are debating
on
consuming
defiling,
instead
yeah.
of leaving.
Fair, yeah, fair point.
Like, other ones, certainly, but these ones are, like, on the borderline of heresy.
Yeah, I'll shoot him. I'm gonna aim for this guy back here.
I'm almost kind of impressed that Rime will
With advantage.
consider.
I have the
No.
advantage.
They are unaware of your presence.
I can use elven accuracy. This is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. Wow.
I get a re-roll
Wow.
one.
Good. You hit.
That's something.
See, coming in clutch.
All right, so you hit that one. So it takes 19 piercing damage.
Man, do your thing.
Do the thing. I might need it for later.
What?
I only get 2 per short rest.
How many times do you think you will get guaranteed 4 people in bursting arrow range
All the time.
without any one of us in the crossfire?
He could get more. He could stick all
Hey, that's
5
more
of you.
targets. Yeah.
Think of that efficiency. The sheer number of damage. So
Right,
are you
and then
are you not shattering that shot then?
nope, not that shot.
Okay. You can see that knoll is nearly dead, but is not dead yet.
All right, and I'm gonna shoot at this one down here.
Okay.
I'm assuming I don't have advantage
You
anymore.
do. They have not taken their turn. They are still surprised.
Fantastic. I
Because
love
they
it.
only lose surprise when they get to their turn.
Uh-huh.
So there is actually no way he doesn't die based on your damage rolls. I mean, go ahead and roll the damage, but there's
Wait, this is 20.
yes.
You sure you don't want to reroll one of those with Alvin accuracy?
So yeah, go ahead and roll your damage. Because he explodes. Yep. So you pin him to the wall. As they,
I don't even want a bursting arrow. Like, they don't have that much health.
I mean, the first one has 3. Because bursting arrow would have finished him. But yeah, the other 2 are still in there. All right.
I'll bursting arrow. Fuck it.
Okay, you're gonna burst that one. All right, roll your damage.
All right.
Because do you get to do the crit twice? Or,
Yes, because it is a critical hit, so the bursting arrow is part of that attack. It's like,
Right.
smite and stuff. So 15. So that one dies as well. And then the other 2 are severely injured. All right, and with that, as you fire off the 2 arrows, their scream cackles echo throughout, and you know that the other gnolls are aware. Like they still are not unsurprised yet, but they know that there are people here.
So if 2 of their buddies just got obliterated.
Yeah. All right, Silver. You can hear the cackling has increased from inside of the cave as they appear to be, calling out to their comrades.
What's going on in there?
Death.
Silver, you can keep an eye on the 2 caves to shoot at anyone over there, if you want to.
I'm staying right here and not
Okay.
doing anything. Just watching.
You don't want to watch from the lip of the chasm, so you can see him come running out.
That's what I.
Because you can
was
come
trying
up to
say.
here and watch down in the chasm. I mean,
Eldritch
like-
blasting people.
Like you can dodge, so you have advantage against attacks against you, kind of thing. But all right, Niker.
All right, I'm here.
You
And
do not
stab the
have.
guy.
I was gonna say you do not have to because you still have advantage because they haven't gone yet. try to insight him at all. Bless you.
Thank you.
I wasn't positive.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was sneezing.
Actually, real quick comment. If
Sure.
I'm wielding a dagger in each hand, can I do the offhand weapon as a throw?
I don't know why you couldn't, because it's still just making an attack with a weapon. So yes, but remember that your throws are like strength based on stuff, because it's about how hard you can yeet the dagger.
I mean, the dagger is still a finesse, is it not?
Yes, but throwing weapons,
Yeah,
I believe, become
thrown
strength
or
for
off.
damage. Unless I'm remembering wrong. I think that's a throwing
I
specific rule.
Yeah.
I haven't done
Sounds good
throwing
to
enough
me.
in 5e.
I didn't think that was the case, because that's one of the reasons to use daggers, because they're one of the few throwing finesse weapons.
And darts are throwing finesse weapons, which are very,
Yeah, that
ninja-like.
is true. Darts are definitely dex based.
I'm not that worried about
So
it,
they're-
honestly, with this one, because of how wounded they are.
Yeah, okay.
So, yes, I would allow you to do that.
Okay. Well, I'm stabbing the first guy with my ember knife just because. I'm not gonna not use it.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
So
Well, you have
that
advantage,
guy's
so...
dead.
Yeah.
Also, can I hold my sneak attack
Um,
and use it for my second attack? Actually, let me look at my sneak attack.
sneak
that
attack is
there's
just one
something.
attack per round, but thinking about it now, I don't know that you can dual wield throwing without bonuses to it. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
They
I
had
mean, you
both
still
weapons
lose
drawn.
the modifier for damage.
I definitely lose the proficiency and stuff. Like
No, you don't lose the
It-
proficiency.
it's that
you
you-
lose the damage
or
bonus.
the damage.
Yeah, it's your ability
Yeah.
damage isn't added to a
Yep.
dual wield. So I'll let you do that, and then yes, because you can technically you can just apply sneak attack damage on a attack. It does not you do not have to hold it or anything. It's usually just to pick when you deal damage, and it qualifies. Do you apply sneak attack? It's not the first time. So yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then the second one is I'm just rolling normal dagger.
Well, roll again for advantage.
All right. Thank God, because that was sad.
Nat 1 incoming.
There you go. So yes, you hit with the thrown
Thank you.
dagger.
And that is with sneak attack, but
You needed it because it would have had
Minus-
6. He had 7 hit points, so you did need the sneak attack damage.
What you can actually do in D&D Beyond, you can select the weapon and customize and say it's an offhand weapon or a dual wield
Yeah.
weapon, and the
I
right
just-
modifiers will come.
I just never thought I'd actually use it because usually I use my bonus action for other stuff.
Mm-hmm. All the other rogue options you have.
Like-
Why would you ever?
Yeah.
Why would you ever
Yeah.
attack with an other hand dagger when you can, double dash or extra stealth or
Disengage.
anything at all? You have so many options. So with the screams of their dying comrades, you hear a greatly agitated and increased volume of cackling echoing throughout the cavern, making placing it nearly impossible. They are no longer of the surprised condition. Throg.
At the end of my turn, I turn back to Raymerl and just give a thumbs up.
Clear.
Yeah.
Let me see, since you went in there. Hold on.
Rimeral's just like, how did I get dragged into this shit?
Yeah. Okay.
You're wondering that now?
All right, Throg. What do you do? There's
Like, clearing
Echoing
out a
cackles.
nest of gnolls is probably one of the more adventure-y things we've done.
I guess I'm hearing like cackling and dying in that room they went.
you hear dying from the room, but the cackling has stopped. You hear the cackling echoing throughout the entire open chasm, and it is unable to place exactly where it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have told you that you can go in and get on the same level as the other
Okay.
caves.
So
Like if you go in, you immediately see the way down.
so these two I see here, they are the only two around.
These two. Yeah, I mean, you can see the corpse in there, and
Everyone
no
in there is
other-
dead.
Niker has indicated
Yeah.
that they are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. When I tried to recenter it, I know it's slightly off, so everyone is like
Yeah.
slightly not in a square, but because the whole map
close
got
enough.
moved.
Yeah.
It was fine before I moved the map while we were playing.
Okay, so yeah, I'm
See if
gonna.
I can get it back.
So wait, because I've seen this area before. There we go. So up here is the statue they're worshipping on.
Yeah, so inside the
Yeah.
room with Niker on that little pedestal, that's where the statue. Well, it's not really a statue; it's just a goat skull, like on an altar.
Yeah.
In here is the bones and like there's a pile of dead bones that are broken, like they've been sucking the marrow out of them. And then this is the steps that go down into the main part of the chasm over there.
Right. Can I try and hide here and just hit whatever walks through this door?
Yeah, you could roll stealth to try to get the drop on anybody that comes through.
Yeah.
So you have to make the choice whether you want to try to hide or whether you want to like ready in action if you think they're gonna come through there. Of note,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, you'd have to pick one of the
Quite a
two because
ways
they both
away.
take an action. You do know that they're quite a ways away, so it's unlikely that
Okay.
they'll like get there this turn.
Okay. I'll just stand here and hold an action attack to if anything comes moving.
Okay.
Through there while everyone else does their thing.
All right. In Knoll, which none of you understand, you hear forceful yelling, and it's definitely a commanding shout begins to echo throughout the place as well, as if there is a Knoll ordering the rest of them around. It does seem more ordered than everyone else, as that Knoll is also no longer of the surprised condition. Eon.
I didn't actually see I didn't actually see even how many knolls there were in each of the
Mhm.
caves when I accidentally moved there because I immediately just scrolled away.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get like here.
So this is a 30-foot drop, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, right. So maybe like there on the top here. Not sure how I have to move around like this. This
What's
is
your
as far as I can
strength
get.
score?
My strength score is 18.
Okay,
It's
so you
a
can actually
34.
jump this gap without a skill check, because you can jump your strength score in feet without a check. So you can jump from this like spire over to this side, and then you could get up on top of here.
Also, you will be moving. Will you be moving 10 feet?
What do you mean?
Because can't you after 10 feet? 10 feet you can do a long jump.
Yes. Which lets you get farther. But like I'm saying he doesn't even need to do that. Like he has the
Yeah,
speed.
yeah,
Like
but-
if you
but-
just moved, you could get to like on top of here and like look down.
Yeah, but like I just wanted to
But
make
like
sure
getting down here, that's a 30-foot drop.
Yes. My point was that you could get here and then like if they start coming out, you have ranged attacks that you can shoot down, or you could then drop down on them next turn. Those kinds of things.
Yeah. But I like to like stand like on the top back
Yeah.
side of the.
So I'm gonna put you
here, but, like,
with the
put me,
knowledge that
yeah.
you're actually standing right there, which
Yep.
I can put you there like next turn because somebody will come out of there. But your token is right there, but you're actually directly above the cave. As you guys see Eon leap across the gap to get to the other side.
Yeah, I'll also cast molten armor on myself.
All right.
It's not actually the roll, but
Okay.
it's a rebranding.
Yep. It's no longer peppermint plate. It's just molten now. Helja.
Well, I'm gonna go over to the ledge here, and since it looks like Eon is about to do something very stupid.
Dramatic, but go on.
Sure, call it whatever you want.
Oh, I will.
I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on him, so he's
Ooh.
slightly less likely to die.
So much armor now.
I think that's the same as me now.
I was gonna say, I think.
21.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think so. It's getting up there.
Yeah.
Well, look, because you're wearing the cloak
Ah.
now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got cloak protection and your molten armor and shield of faith.
But he doesn't wear he usually doesn't wear a shield though. So
Yes. That's what I was like. It's a good combo.
and yeah, then I'm just gonna dodge for my action, I suppose.
Okay. All right. Rime roll. You can tell that the cackling is coming from down out of here somewhere. It's echoing up through that, descent, so you can't really pick out any more detail than that, but...
So try and line up to get a better shot and ready in action to shoot something
gonna-
when they come through there.
So,
Unless
this is a 15-foot descent, by the way. So you could only see them basically when they got to that top step.
could I go outside and see them as they try and get through? Or...
You could... So, have you... Because you've actually looked in there, right? Like, you've looked down the thing when I moved everybody back and forth. Basically, because you could move to here, and you know that the other two cave mouths that you've seen are here and here. So you'd have this huge chasm between you and, very open shots across the chasm as they came
I'll
out.
do that then. That sounds
Okay.
sounds way better. And already a shot for the far cave.
Okay. First one that comes out of the more north one?
Yep.
Okay. Silver. Are you going to prepare an Eldritch Blast?
No.
Okay, then what are you going to do? Are you going to leap 200 feet into the chasm? It's an option.
Oh, that's a good idea. I mean, you
Yeah.
get closer
Primarily
to
pushes
death.
Silver into the chasm.
I'm going to stay right here and just watch.
Okay.
God damn it, Silver! Do something for once.
No.
No. All right, Niker.
Why not?
They're
Life
dead.
and death must be
Hey.
observed.
Niker doesn't even know that Silver's not doing anything yet.
Yeah.
Judge him later when you see him try to hug a knoll or something. I don't know.
Where is Raymerl?
So he is just on the other side of the door. I'll move you out there, just so you can see.
Okay, yeah. I can get there. So I'll go there and ready a shot for... I guess the
If you,
far
I
cave.
was gonna say if you
because
want,
see-
can you get to here? Because that technically is a safer
Yeah.
standing spot.
You're
You're not half off the ledge.
Yeah, I can barely get there.
Okay.
So I swap to my short bow and ready a shot for the northern cave because Ian seems to want to take care of the other one.
Yeah. So I'm assuming for the moment you left the dagger in the dead knoll.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one dagger I left.
Yeah. Okay. And now it's the knoll's turn. Ba-ba-na-ba. Here they go. The knolls come rushing out, and I'm going to move them all, but we're going to move them one at a time because you guys had readied actions. So this first knoll, with its javelin in hand, well, spear, I guess technically in hand, comes rushing out of the mouth as both Niker and Raymerol take a shot at it. And they
No
both
sneak
hit.
attack.
And it is dead. Between the two of you, it comes running out, and you both spear it, and its body continues its forward momentum as it tumbles down into the hole. The two of you are pretty sure you just heard the Charlene Berserker chuckle. As the remaining gnolls come out. I need to double check their speed again. Yep. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then they see you guys. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the normal gnolls come running by. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. They're packing in here as they're trying to run around.
Interesting setup we have with Throg being the one farthest in the back right now.
Yeah. All right, Throg.
Yeah.
So I'll move you to the other side just so you can see.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it would take you 3 to
Right.
get there.
And
So there is
'cause I can
technically a
move 40,
walkable.
That's 15.
Yeah, there's technically a walkable lip all the way around the outside. So like here, and like even technically right here is a safe place to walk because you can just stay on that piece. So
What piece?
like basically there is at least always a 5-foot square to stand around the outside rim because it like kind of like cuts into the wall a little bit.
Yeah.
So like there's technically there's like a square directly below Helger right here that's open that you could stand in. So don't feel like there's not room somewhere around the lip to run around, but it's generally one person's width.
So how long can you jump?
You can jump your strength score in feet without a check. So yours is 18?
My strength is 18, yeah.
Yeah, so you could jump 18 feet without a check. So you could clear that gap.
Is your strength? I thought it was your athletic skill.
I'm pretty sure it's based on strength to determine without a check. Because the athletic skill comes into play when you start trying to jump farther. But I'm pretty sure the strength score just says, like, you can do a standing jump this far with no check.
Yeah. Because I have 40, I moved 15. So
Yeah.
20, 30, and hit.
Yeah, so you could jump over to here. Because if you get here, because I know that's only one more, you can, like, block off their ability to run by. You'd be stopping. So, yeah.
And I'm gonna rage.
Yep.
Of course. And this seems like a fitting moment to use rage. And double hit. Recklessly, of course, the guy in front of me. So
You
24.
Yep.
For 16. Is he still alive?
He is still alive, but in a great amount of pain. You hit.
20.
And he's going to be dead. Yep.
Yes.
He is also dead as his body tumbles into the chasm on the slippery walkway. Okay. And now it is the Knoll Fang of Yinogu. Let's see. It comes out, and so then, now that it's out, I'm going to go ahead and do this just to make it easier. Because now everyone is technically out of all their rooms, so it doesn't really matter that you can see inside for the moment. So I'm just going to go take those off. And I'll get rid of these because they're not that important to hide things anymore. And so Eon is here above. So Eon, you see this knoll step out that looks more important than the rest of the knolls. And looking around, it sees all of you invaders. And he points at some of the others and barks out orders to the remaining gnolls as he pulls back a bow, which is surprisingly, special looking for a Fang of Yinogu. And he is, of course, they don't have that on here, so I just need to. Okay, so it's his to hit is technically going to be too higher than this because I don't have a longbow built into D&D Beyond for the Fang of Yinogu, so he's a little better. But he is going to fire at Throg because he is the closest. He has advantage because you raged, but he only rolled a 13.
That misses, actually.
Right. On his second shot, he rolls a 18.
That definitely hits.
Okay. So you take 6 piercing damage. And the thing that you note, everyone, is that he didn't draw arrows. As he pulled back the bow, the arrows seemed to kind of form in the bow itself.
Hey, Raymural.
He doesn't have.
That
So
looks
I
like
take
something you
3
would want.
damage.
I thought.
I take
It is magical.
yeah,
'cause it
but
is from a-
unless it's psychic, I take 3
Okay.
damage.
Yeah, so it is effectively a +1 longbow, as this arrow strikes into you. And as you look down, you feel, even though you're already kind of vulnerable, you feel kind of exposed, like everyone's eyes are focused on you now.
What?
I am roundabout ways explaining the magic of the weapon that he shot at you.
Yes.
But since you
Oh,
already
fairy
gave
fire.
everyone it's a fairy fire, yeah. It's a bow
Ah.
of fairy fire on the next attack.
Ah, right.
Yeah. Because the arrow isn't there anymore. It's gone.
Throg still doesn't know what's happening. So.
Yeah, Throg just knows he got shot, and he's like, ow, bitch. Alright, Eon.
I don't know if it did enough for me to say ow, but yeah.
So I want to jump down, like, I want to say on top of these guys, but
So there is a square you could drop in here if you just want to be next to him.
yeah, I'll drop in there.
Okay, so
Then
I need to look up falling damage. Because I think it's a d6 for every 10 feet.
I think so too.
6
Something
for
like
every
that.
10 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll your... Which one are you going to strike at as you plummet?
The I should probably not kill the guy with the Yinogu.
The Fang of Yinogu.
I'll just hit like one of these guys on the.
Okay, so go ahead and roll to hit on him.
This is in darkness, yeah.
Yes, it is. You do hit, because they didn't bring shields with them.
Hmm.
So you hit, which I'm going to reduce 1d6 of the damage, as I'm flavoring it that you effectively jump like onto him. So you take 2d6 bludgeoning damage from the fall. So you take 10 damage as you fall, as you crush your maul into that unfortunate knoll.
Yeah. And then I'll try and hit the next guy, not the guy I hit with
Yeah,
my
you're hitting
second attack.
Just another one. Okay.
Yeah. And
That hits. For
with
12.
that, I'll also use my feature
Mhm.
of Crusher, which means I can move him 5 feet, and I
Mhm.
choose into the chasm.
Okay, so I'm going to have him make a saving throw to grab onto the ledge. So he's going to try with Dex. He fails, as he slips off the ledge and tumbles down.
Does that count as a kill?
I mean, it's... Well, no, because your weapon didn't kill it. He died from the falling damage. So, for the purposes of getting your temporary hit points, no.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you didn't, like,
'cause I
steal
didn't
his life
reduce
away.
him.
You caused
Yeah.
his death, but you didn't kill him.
Yeah. That's fair. So I'm happy standing there.
Alright, Helja.
I'll just toll the dead Null.
The wounded one?
Beyond him. Yeah.
Okay. Wisdom.
Big numbers.
12. So he fails, and he is dead.
Woo!
I'm just going to move him over so we make room, because I don't remember which one's on the initiative track, so that's why I'm just moving them all into the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there
I
anything
thought it
else?
was pretty flavorful that they just tumble off. No,
Well, it's slippery,
well,
too.
Specifically this one right here that is the initiative tracker.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, if you
Oh, yeah,
hover over the
it's
initiative
more
tracker, it
for-
shows you.
It is that one.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's
Okay.
it. I'll keep concentrating on the shield.
All right, Rime roll. There's one with a magical bow.
I'm gonna shoot the guy with the magical bow.
All right,
Of
show me,
course.
show me
What
the
else?
better archer. I mean, you hit 15.
That hurts.
Mm-hmm. He does have more hit points.
And then I do it again.
That also hits. For even more. Okay, yep. He's not he's not doing great. I'd say he's approximately 50% dead.
All right, I'm gonna surge.
Pincushion
Wow.
time.
Once again.
You call that archery?
You hit. Because he has a bow, he does not have a shield. 14. Alright. That hits. Wow, you did one more than he had in health. He had 16 left. As you,
Can I use my reaction to try and like save the bow if he falls?
he would fall back into the cave. Because he was
Okay.
not... Like, the 4 arrows would send him tumbling backwards. As he was standing there. And he was not staying that close to the edge. But yes, if he was falling in, I would have let you make a, like, athletics or acrobatics check to, like, grab the body before it tumbles. But no, he with the bow fall into the cave that he had just stepped out of.
Nice. That was a machine gun.
These
Silver.
rocks.
There are 2 remaining gnolls.
So did he fire 4 separate arrows, or did he just Legolas the thing?
I mean, Raymerl
whichever
fired 4
way-
arrows. Like, because it's one at a time. He's just like, pew, 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 pew. Shit. He's not doing like, 2 at a time shots, because that's a separate thing that he gets as a magical ability. And he can do like a
Right.
splitting arrow or something.
An arrow that if I miss, I can redirect it to hit
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah, it's like a second chance shot.
Yeah. Next one.
Well, time to do
Something.
normal,
Do that
normal
thing.
stuff, boy. Normal stuff.
So Eldritch Blast, gotcha.
Oof.
I mean, that's normal for other warlocks.
Wait. No, wait. That's another bonus action. That's a bonus action. That's a bonus action. Wow. 30 feet is actually pretty long.
30? Yeah.
In a straight line, yeah.
Yep.
And this is
'Cause-
not a big map.
No. The chasm is actually fairly small.
Yet again, no bonus actions. So I'll just first off first one.
That does hit him. Because he doesn't have his shield. Alright.
And the second one under there.
Okay.
Which
That hits. And that one only does 3, right? Because you applied the bonus to the first one.
I thought Agonizing Blast applied on every hit. It's the Sorcerer one that's on the first.
No, it's that the Sorcerer one applies to once per spell, but I was pretty sure Agonizing is once per...
Player's handbook right here.
I was going to say, or you can share the trait, if you just want to share the free text.
I have it on here. There is my character sheet.
Yeah.
That's how it reads on the
Okay.
D&D Beyond.
Okay, so it applies
Yep,
on both.
so it does. Okay. Because I thought I remember there being something about it, but that's fine. We can look into it later. Okay. Yeah. So you.
I can look into it while it's not my turn.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about it for right now. But yeah. So you punch a hole in the 2 remaining standing gnolls. Niker.
Okay, inside against the top guy.
Of course, I just closed the window I want. The tab I want. Reopen closed tab.
16.
He actually succeeds. He rolled a 17. Well, he rolled a 19 with a -2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, guess I'm shooting the guy next to Ian.
Dang. I am just as surprised. Yep, you hit. And he is...
That sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
That is almost max damage.
Alright, and the last Knoll, seeing that there is only one target close enough, he will run at Eon with his spear and attempt to bite him. And misses with an 18.
He's just full shit.
I wanna eat before I die.
I want to die with a full stomach for once.
Throg.
Charge.
You see that there is one trying to munch away on Eon and failing. Unfortunately for him. You just barely hit with his 13 armor class. And he is dead.
Nice. I didn't get to use my second one.
Mm-hmm. And that
I
is
love
the end of the
the-
novels.
Love the GIF you sent in the chat, Roots.
Mm-hmm. Leaping down from the high wall. Get him! Alright, the cackling has gone silent.
All right.
Oh, so the barbarian is no longer cackling?
No, he only did a mild chuckle to himself. Now he seems to
Oh.
be whispering to his javelin again.
Hmm.
And just to make it a little easier, I'm going to do...
Can I use my second action just to chuck a javelin at him?
I mean, it'd be really hard right now because there's like a cave wall and stuff in the way. But I also just turned on daylight mode so you guys can see everything.
Yeah.
But
Well, first things first.
yeah, the gnolls are dead.
Once all of this is done, I'm gonna get my dagger back first.
Yeah.
And then might as well start checking on the 4 guys in. And
Ramriel's gonna go check out
the
that
entire
bow.
room.
Do you want me to check out the bow for you?
No,
Yeah,
I
man,
want to
send
check out the
send
bow
you
first.
Yep, I got it.
Jeremy Crawford.
I want
You
to.
don't want it identified?
Nope, I'm gonna curse myself with it if it's cursed.
Nice.
So when you
Oh,
pick it
Even
up,
keep that spell.
when you pick it up and you take a look at it, you notice that it appears that this bow has actually been fashioned from a fishing pole that has a magical fish hook that is now ingrained into the part of it. So
No, my fishing pole.
the gnolls, through some demonic ritual, converted a simple fishing pole into a fishing for humans weapon that allowed the Fang of Yinugu to increase its tribe's hunting capabilities and bring in bigger targets by
Still
leading
starving.
them on. Yeah, so since they're all dead, I'll give you the little subtext here. If you had not attacked the other gnolls, the other gnolls would just let you murder the Fang of Yinugu because they decided that he led them here to starve, and they were done with his leadership, even if it meant that the tribe was going to die out. So they would literally let you murder. Like, he'd come out and be like, "Get him!" And then they're like, they just look at you guys like, "Well, are you gonna kill him?" And then if you kill him, they're like, "Huzzah!" And they eat his body while you guys can like loot the whole place and leave. Like, I imagined you guys would still kill them anyway, but they would have just been like, "Yeah, we got him! Take whatever you want, we don't care! Yeah! He's dead!"
I don't know if they were slightly less evil than
Right.
gnolls.
Right. I mean, they'd still be a problem. Like, 10 Towns would still want you to get rid of a band of gnolls, because they're still going to be eating people. But you could have turned them against themselves, as you did so. So, going through the rest of the rooms, because I'm assuming you guys are going to like take a look around a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't find anything special of note with the shrine to Yinogu. There's not any wealth or anything there. But looking through this first room with the bones, I'm going to say Niker because he went over there specifically.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of go back through there, you find underneath one of the piles of bones, there is a leather pouch underneath the bones that, as you take a look inside, it's got 4 gold, 14 silver, and 21 copper inside of it. That was someone who has been eaten their, money, whatever they were carrying on them. That the gnolls don't care about money at all.
Well, I should throw it to Helga, who I assume is the one managing party funds, because it's the one person all of us trust the most.
I don't think we have named a quartermaster, but that seems reasonable.
It's like, what you don't know can't hurt you.
I'm going to assume Throg's going to head up towards the Berserker because he had mentioned wanting to murder him anyway. Raymerl, as you go and get the bow, you find inside that room, painted in blood on the walls of this 8-foot-high cave, are pictographs of a towering monster with sharp teeth that wields what looks like a 3-headed flail. Packs of hyenas feed on the corpses in its wake. A small fire crackles near the south wall, filling the cave with smoke. Cooking above the fire is a small green fish, while behind the fire, leaning against the south wall, is a blood-encrusted spear. And looking around, you also find that next to the fire, there is a light bit of blue cloth that's been folded around. And as you open it up, you see that it's a collection of gold that was kept in his room. So you find that in there. And as you kind of unwrap it, you realize that the blue cloth is, in fact, a scarf that appears to be in fairly good condition. Like, really good condition. And it's just like a nice blue scarf. It's a dark blue scarf specifically. But yeah.
This could be important to somebody.
Yeah, maybe.
Does it seem magical or just like a real nice scarf?
I mean, I'm gonna say yes and no, because, like, I'm not gonna say no, because technically it's magical, but it's like dumb magic, and I don't want to say no and then you just throw it away as a scarf. It is a dark blue scarf that gets lighter in shade the higher in altitude of the wearer. Like, that's its only magical effect, but it does that. So there you go.
Interesting.
Important to somebody.
But I'm not going to say, no, it's just a dark blue scarf. Because, like, I'm not going to say it has magical tint and then have you guys spend 4 hours trying to figure out what secret artifact is this dark blue scarf, because it's not.
Or, just cost identify.
Right. So, Throg, as you walk by, headed up towards the Berserker, you can see that in the other room off to the right here, is a small cave that is apparently where would have been the sleeping quarters for all of them. You see that there is the small sputtering fire that is there, and the tracks are apparent that that's where all of those gnolls that just came out were. And then there's a little kind of cave to the north, but you can't see in there at this moment as you walk towards the Berserker. So,
I'm joining the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
Asking Raymer.
So,
found
Throg,
the
you
fishing
have
hook.
a moment with this Berserker if you want to do anything.
I want to stab him to death.
Okay. So if you get into melee with him, he is going to try to stab you back with his javelin.
Damn it.
Because he still has
I don't
his
know how
struggling
these kill
javelin.
someone.
I forgot that he actually had a weapon. If you start stabbing back, I'm gonna go back and get someone magical to kill him.
Okay. Do you want to? I was gonna say, do you want to? You can still.
from a fight.
You can still make your 2 attacks on him, and then he'll make 1 attack back, and then you can back off.
Also, you still have your
Yeah, fine.
giant killing spear, don't you?
Wait, do I?
I thought those
A
were
pike
on
or
the-
whatever.
Wait.
I thought those were in the group loot, which then got left behind.
Well, no, that's the giant-sized spear, but I made
Ah.
him a spear for the giant in the cage, right?
Oh,
so he
yeah.
didn't get stabbed.
That's right.
Pike
yeah.
or whatever.
So you
Yeah,
do have
I
a
do have a
10-foot
pike.
reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just use the pike.
Okay. So while you stab him with the pike, I'm going to give him 2 rolls as he is trying to, like, snap off the end of it or break it. Over the course of you stabbing him to death. It's going to be hard because it's like a well-made pike, but he's also like not just going to stand there and die. He does not manage to break it. He gets very close. I was making it so he had to get a 20 and he got a 19 on his natural roll. So he does manage to catch it for 1 second, but you pull it back away before you thrust it back in, and eventually he just crumbles against the metal of the cage and bleeds to death.
Yeah, problem solved.
There you go.
Can I like tear down this heinous temple thing?
I mean, sure. It's just like a. So this part is just a like skull, a goat skull covered in like blood and flesh. You could like smash it or knock it over really easily.
I'll smash it.
Okay. The remains of the goat skull splatter across the room, desecrating whatever actual unholy, ritual they may have been attempting to provide.
There's also, specifically in this area down here, there is stacked up skulls with.
Yeah, they like
on
line the
you-
hallway right here on the way in.
with symbols of their faith. So if you want to smash some more skulls,
I might desecrate those too. If I see them on the way out.
Yeah, I mean, you would have
They're-
seen
they're
them on the
hard to
way
miss.
in, but you were on a mission. But yeah, the like the sides of the steps basically have skulls lined up with the 3-headed flail drawn in blood on each one of them, which you could spend time to crush and break them all.
Yeah, I'll spend time to
Okay.
convincingly destroy it, so that anyone who would worship this would be mad.
Technically, yes.
Or,
But they're all
to
dead.
let all the things that were their skulls were here, rest properly.
yeah, that's definitely what he's trying to do.
Oh yeah, that's definitely what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, Throg, as you like take a peek up in here, you can see that this
Yeah, well-
room it used to be crates and sacks that were clearly from the people that they had attacked along the roads, but the crates have all rotted and the sacks are torn and ruined, and there isn't anything of worth left in there. Everything has either been consumed or was the money was moved to the little piles of money they had. So it was kind of what was their storage room, but they've gone through all of their storage. So it's effectively empty outside of broken and rotten crates.
Has nothing of interest up here.
Yeah, that's it.
Just gonna start moving backwards to the others.
Yeah, well, I'll come over here and start asking Ramiral and Throg. So, have you found that weird fishing hook?
It's in this bow.
What?
It's in the bow.
Okay. Not what I expected, but I guess it's better than just finding a fishing hook. Though I guess Helder will be sad. No fishing dwarf.
I mean, like, the fishing hook itself was actually pretty cool. Like, it technically magically creates fish. Like, yeah, if there is at least a 10-foot cube of water, and you go fishing in it for 1 hour, you roll a d6, and on a 6, a fish appears on the end of the hook, and then we roll a d20 to determine what kind of fish it was, which has, like, special effects.
Nice.
See, they wouldn't have starved if they just kept the fucking hook.
Well, they have to have enough. You have to have a 10-foot cube of water.
Yeah.
And everything freezes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the options of the fish, because there's 4 different kinds of fish it could have found. On a 1 to 10, it's a green fish with copper bands. This tasty fish provides a day's worth of nourishment to one creature that eats it. The fish loses this property and rots if it is not eaten within 24 hours of being caught. On an 11 to 14, it's yellow with black stripes. Once removed from the hook, this awful-tasting fish can be thrown up to 120 feet, targeting a creature that the thrower can see. The target must succeed on a
What?
DC 15 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. The fish then disappears. On a 15 to 18, when released from the hook, it's a blue with white bands. When released from the hook, this fish squirms free, sprouts wings, follows you around, and sings a beautiful tune in Aquan. It disappears after 2d4 hours, or when reduced to 0 hit points. The fish uses the Quipper stat block, except that it can breathe air and has a flying speed of 30 feet. On a 19 to 20, it's a goldfish with silver stripes. This tasty fish provides a day's worth of nourishment to one creature that eats it and grants 2d10 temporary hit points to that creature. The fish loses
wow.
these properties and rots if it's not eaten within 24 hours.
Wow.
It's such a weird and amazing magic item. I love the like attack
it.
fish.
It's amazing.
Hiya!
Do you get
120 feet?
Yeah, 120-foot fish. Or the singing flying fish. Yeah. So, specifically, what Raymerol's bow does is when you hit a creature, the creature is affected by a minor version of Fairy Fire until it is hit with another attack. So, attacks against the target have advantage, and they effectively can be seen even if they're invisible because they're outlined.
But only until the next attack hits.
Yes, the next attack that hits it basically like consumes the effect and it would go away.
Oh, well, it's great for the double attack, though.
It
because
is.
The second attack will get advantage.
Uh-huh. And then, in addition to that, it's also a +1. So it is +1 to hit and damage, and gives
it
that
is
effect.
And magical.
And it's magical. But yeah, so it's great because it's like a self-support, but also party support. Because his first attack is normal, he gives himself advantage if he hits with the first, and then if he hits with the second, the next person also gets advantage on that target. So it allows you to kind of like pass off a buff to somebody else.
So does it make its own arrows as well?
It does. And it's also strung with fishing line instead of normal string.
That's certainly a fun bow.
All right. So.
So it's only
Yeah.
me and Frog that don't have magic weapons in the party.
Mm-hmm.
Charlin's spear, yeah? No, it's another dagger.
Who needs magic when you have rage and strength?
Anger is magic.
I'll remember that next time we get Shard then.
Alright.
We could
that
embed
was-
the Chardlin in his cloak.
That was taken care of faster than I thought. Oh yeah, Ramiral, what are you doing with the gold you found?
I'm giving it to Helja.
Drop it in
Oh,
the
okay.
party funds.
Good, because I already added it to party funds.
Yeah.
So,
Party funds now is
Okay.
83 gold, 161 silver, and 146 copper. And then an additional 96 silver and 331 copper, because I'm guessing that hasn't been added from whenever we found the cracked spyglass.
Mm.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
Yeah, just, I mean, I think it's best that just one person has control on that. Because otherwise
Yeah.
it's going to be a mess.
What are you guys
Yeah,
going to do
same
with the
same as-
special dark blue scarf? Is
Um,
Raymond
if
just
no
gonna
one
wear
wants
now?
it, I'm wearing. Like if no one else wants it. Obviously, Ramiral can just keep it if he wants. He found it.
I'm
Like-
keeping that for sure.
How anime are we talking? Are we talking like? Does it look like the scarf the like they added with the DLC in Monster Hunter?
No,
that,
it's not like a 15-foot long scarf. No, it's like
Okay.
a normal
No,
like 5 to 6 foot long. It wraps a couple times, and it, that's about it.
So it's a
It's not a-
reasonable scarf, not
Yes.
full anime scarf.
Yes, it's a reasonable scarf, other than the fact that it changes colors.
It changes colors. It's not a scarf of magnificent.
Yes, it's not the
Like-
scarf version of the cloak of magnificence. that always blows in the wind heroically.
So we still have some hours to walk
Yes,
today, yeah?
you technically have 7 more hours of travel.
We can
Yeah.
almost
Wanna
reach
look
the...
for-
You could get there, in
Right.
fact. You don't have to cut down that far. You could cut closer to it. Like, you could go here and then up there.
Yeah,
Get
Yeah,
there.
there should be some half-built igloos there waiting for us.
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be great. I think that's a great plan.
Yep.
Throg one
Let's do
little
that.
away.
Yeah, because we're heading towards the
Where you left your stuff.
Where
Yeah.
we abandoned the sled.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and
Yeah.
make a survival check.
A.
A. Because we're going to do one to get there, and then one to try to find it.
Right. Yeah.
Can I do like an investigation check when we try to find it?
Yeah, so you can...
Try and find.
Well,
tracks?
so it's between the two
Or like
of you...
interpret tracks.
Right, so it's between the two of you, effectively, because it's going to be an as-a-group check thing. And since yours is higher, it's like you can either do the investigation, or he can do the survival. You guys can decide which one makes more sense.
My survival is +4. I don't know what your investigation is.
+8.
Because
Okay.
he's got that
Yeah.
expertise.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have proficiency in investigation to give him advantage? You don't have to have
That
a
was
good score, you just have to be
intimidation.
proficient.
Unless I can scare him into being better.
I don't think so, no.
No. You'd have to be really good at that too.
I mean, I am trained in intimidation, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah,
going to
but-
say that
but I'm
you can still get the
proficient in
D4
insight.
for guidance and stuff, but you can't have the
Yeah.
advantage. So,
Yeah.
yeah. You find your way around to where you think is close to where you guys had set it up. But, you know, it's been a while. So you have to start
There's
walking
been
around.
several blizzards.
There has been at least 2 blizzards that you're
Yeah.
aware of. So go ahead and roll investigation as you try to piece together what you remember and find any left behind clues.
Helge, are you giving me guidance?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's as good as I can do. Well, I could
that
technically
roll?
give you...
Not perception, investigation.
I could do enhance ability, but...
Okay, and then
then
D4.
4.
Okay. You look around, and it is very difficult because of the amount of time it has been since you guys were here. You spend the last hour walking around this area, and you don't find it yet. But you also don't find evidence of it having been gone either. So you're not positive that you found the exact right spot yet.
Okay.
So it's not that you didn't find it because it's not there. If that is the case, it means that there's like no clues left of it. But you're not convinced that you haven't even found the right spot yet.
Okay, so you guys want to like push 1 hour and try to find it today, or just try and find it tomorrow?
Yeah, let's try and
plenty of
find
time,
it
though.
today.
might
Time
as
for
well
go.
taking exhaustion.
So I guess we'll do one con check
Yep.
to see if we
Everybody
get
can make
exhausted
one
and then try
Constitution save.
again.
Well, the upside is that the save is at the end of the hour, so you don't
Okay,
have disadvantage for the check itself.
Okay.
Uh,
Then I'm
Silver?
gonna try again.
Sir?
Officer.
He fell asleep drunk.
Oh,
He may. Oh, right, yeah. You want to make a Constitution save?
For pushing through for an extra hour. Okay, so you're good. So Niker is the only one that's going to be slightly exhausted at the end. So go ahead and roll your investigation check with your extra D4 without disadvantage. There you go. You don't
That
need the
would
extra
be-
D4. It was DC 20, so you got there.
Ah, right.
yeah. I still wanted to see how high I could get. 25 is a nice number.
Yeah.
So at the end of another hour, you do find, finally, the remnants of your sled. The exposure to the elements without care has done a noticeable amount of damage to the actual sled itself. You do feel that you could repair it. It's not beyond repair, but it would, take just a little bit of resources and some other things. And then, let's see. So the other part of it is that the heavy crossbow has suffered some damage and is inoperable. It is also fixable, but you can't utilize it right now. The rations are still in good condition, and one of the 2 climbers' kits has suffered damage that can't currently be used. Everything else is in... You just have to, clean it and get everything out from inside of it, but everything else appears to still be there, and it was buried in the snow when you had built the igloo that you were in the process of. It appears that nothing had managed to scavenge it because with the oncoming blizzard, it got buried and it wasn't found.
Good lucky.
So we don't need to use rations for... Wanna split the 18 remaining rations among ourselves then? Since we have dog rations now?
Makes sense.
Since they're way
Well,
cheaper.
yeah, you also found 40 frozen rations left over.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, because you had left some rations on there because it was like the bulk carry.
Yeah.
So there's 40 frozen rations and then the 36 dog rations that were all on there.
So Carmen, how much would it cost to fix the heavy crossbow and the sled?
The heavy crossbow won't take money necessarily because it's really just like exposure to the water and stuff. Like if you cast mending or something like that, it would get fixed immediately. Or you could just spend like a couple hours to restring it and clean everything out and get it back in working order. It's just not working right now because it's been sitting there for so long. The sled, on the other hand, to use your divine... Well, that's what I was saying. For the crossbow, if you just use the divine thing, it's no cost. Because it's effectively you just kind of like reforge what it is back together, you make it working. So that wouldn't cost you extra. The sled will cost 10 gold in extra parts to get everything back in order.
Good thing we found some gold with the gnolls.
Yeah. I mean, since we're resting now, you just want to fix that.
You just want to rebuild your...
Well, you guys are setting up the igloos and stuff, because they were half-built, kinda. I'll fix the sled and the crossbow.
So we just remove 10 gold, or do we remove 10 gold worth of stuff?
I'll just remove 10 gold because I'm lazy.
Yeah. So it's like the the legs and stuff, and there were some broken pieces of wood that were connecting the legs and everything. So it took a bit of work, but it is now as good as new.
Yeah. I suppose now we could also set up a campfire to
cook a meal there.
Yeah.
So
we have hungry gnolls nearby anymore.
Yeah, we now have 58 rations on the
sled.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add, instead of lost on the dog sled, we're just gonna have on the sled. So in the future, anything that is specifically on the dog sled, put in that column. So that we know if someone is not actively carrying it.
So...
Yeah, this means that now we have our
40 into 58.
Laser rifles back as well, right?
Yes, you have all the extras, other than just the 2 individuals that they were carrying.
How many did we have in total? 3 working and 3 broken?
I believe it was 3 working, 3 broken.
Like, that was the one thing I was thinking about when I saw that room full of gnolls. How I wish I had
a bomb,
an explosive
grenades
right now.
Well, that one's not explosive though. That's just a beam of death.
Yeah, no, you said like the broken ones.
Oh no,
like
that was if you. That was if you
or...
failed. Like, while you were trying to figure it out, if you fail by enough, you end up like shooting yourself and breaking some of the ammo. So like when
I thought the broken ones we could effectively use as
you
explosives.
you could blow up the entire rifle. It's,
yeah, the
so
broken ones.
Yeah,
Like
but it's
as
like
an entire thing.
yeah, it could work as an explosive, but it doesn't like cause explosives. You could like throw it and then blow it up with another shot from the other rifle.
Yep. Something like that I was thinking about when I saw that room full of gnolls.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would have also worked as a signal to attack. Alright. Well, we got our slab back. We got Rime a fancy bow. Well, semi-fancy bow. Certainly fancy in its effects.
So, which day were we supposed to meet the Goliaths? That was Hammer the...
In 3 days.
It is on the 27th. If you look on the calendar page, it's the next one I've marked green.
Yeah.
Is when
So we
you're-
actually
Okay.
have.
when you're
So we have
planning
3
meet
days
them.
to get there.
Yeah, because this
That's
would be
quite a lot of time.
this is the morning of the 24th.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was like, here is where we want to get.
It is this one specifically. I'll put a little marker there.
You know.
Yeah, so we could get to East Haven and back in time.
You have agreed
If
to
we
meet
don't
them
get lost.
in that green circle.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
like 4 hours to go if we want to go to East Haven and then down. But I mean, I'm fine with just going down and just waiting for a couple days. Maybe hunt some game.
Yeah, we have enough rations
Or-
and stuff. And food.
If
So-
there's, we could investigate stuff if there's anything to investigate. Clear out the local owl bears.
Or other monstrosities.
A lot of
Casual
Lot of
mountain
food,
monstrosities.
I'm not sure if we should camp for a few days that close to Sunblight.
I mean, we can camp on
So-
like a
You can
mountain
like here and
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
camp in the
like-
forest.
Like all I mean is, we shouldn't camp like right out there in the open,
Yeah.
right
right
next
here
to
on the
sunlight.
top
But
of the mountain.
I'm certain we can make that work.
like make a huge bonfire every night.
Yeah, that's probably smart. Wait, hiding in the forest until for at least like 2 days. Because
Like,
we can.
we could also try
one
and
day.
like
Because we're meeting.
do a reconnaissance run on Sunblight before they come, but that might be pretty risky.
Yeah, because we have like 2 hours left of play today, right? Or when?
No.
No, tonight we're
We've
done.
pushed through the max.
No, he's talking about real world.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yes, depending on the nature of your choices, we could play for like 1 to 2 more hours.
So, if you want to do something that would take up that time, or if you want to end early, or because I'm guessing you don't want to start the whole Sunblight expedition.
I'll ask it this way:
tonight.
is there anything specifically that you guys would like to accomplish or roleplay or do before you meet with the Goliaths? If not, I have no problem effectively jumping forward, because that's based on how much time we have left. I'm going to end with it starting, because there's something that happens that like is a good
right.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So if there is not any task you'd specifically like to do beforehand, I'm fine with effectively hand speed waving that you guys do a little bit of, like, you go to the forest, you hunt a little bit, you kind of, you're scouting around a little bit to look like, are there any, Dwergar that are out roaming, but effectively those 2 days kind of pass of you guys just spending time out there getting closer.
That sounds Perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Because I don't think, or does anyone want to go to East Haven? Like
Nah,
one last
I'm good.
chance. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
then let's.
you are going to spend the 24th and 25th hunting and doing general scouting around this whole southern area. You find enough food because you do manage to find a few roaming elk that it does not take you rations during that time.
Nice.
Because since you guys aren't actively looking, it does mean that Throg can use his survival to actually hunt because you're not like pathfinding anywhere. And you time it out so that on the evening of the 26th, you move into your spot where you're going to meet them. And later on that night, the Goliaths arrive as you guys all make camp together with the plan on the morning of the 27th. You'll set out for Sunblight.
Nice.
So we'll mark those. Yeah, so it's the morning of the 27th.
I just want to make a note real quick. I still have my 10 hit points.
Yeah, and I'm guessing I can return back to max health.
Yes, everyone is
Regain
at,
my 3 health.
Yep, everyone is fully healed. All of your hit dice are back. You've had plenty of long rests.
Yep.
You know, there would
Oh,
have
yeah.
been a few scant encounters here and there, but nothing that threatening. You know, you would have run into one or two other little animals, but I'm not going to take the time to play through them because I've done through the ones that gives more story element to it as you guys wait out your time. So, with this, you meet up with the Goliaths, and they agree, as you guys are going to travel. It'll take you 1 hour, well, 2 hours to get to Sunblight itself as you move through the last remaining piece. As you get closer, beyond the snowy foothills, low-lying clouds obscure the icy peaks of the gargantuan mountains that form the spine of the world. Eventually, you get above the clouds and behold a sheer mountain wall rising more than 100 feet before you. Carved high on the walls are rows of arrow slits with lights burning behind them and clanking sounds issuing from them. A narrow staircase hewn from the rock leads up along one side of the wall. Let's see. Let me see if I actually put it in there or not. I don't think I did, which means I have to do this real quick.
So I'm guessing Ramel's scarf is really bright right now.
Yes, it is very bright at this moment. And let me upload the image real quick. Because I actually have a picture for this one, which is really cool. Yeah.
Wow.
So that is Sunblight, carved into the southern face of the mountain.
Oh god, that is tall.
Yes, it is.
Mhm. And those stairs look like a real nightmare to climb when you're trying to storm a fortress.
No, at
It's
least you have
very
movement speed.
defensible.
So, of note, it is a clear late morning as you finish the ascent on the 27th.
Of course, it's clear the one day we wanted to be snowy.
As you go up behind, the 8 Goliaths are moving along with you, and the 2 of them with the Griffins are kind of staying more towards the back, fear that the Griffins flying may give away your presence. And as you... I gotta pop this out so I can do this at the same time. So, just checking, do you guys all have the audio turned on for the background sound?
I do.
Okay.
But I can't turn.
I do now.
All right. So, from high above comes a loud grinding noise and a crash as large sheets of ice break off from the fortress walls and tumble down the mountainside. Suddenly, great doors of ice, previously hidden under snow, stand more than 300 feet above you, and from between them flies a huge dragon made of dark ice. Its eyes glow with bright golden light as it lets out a terrible roar, hurls itself into the air, and glides away from the fortress, then turns and heads north towards 10 towns.
Oh no,
Well,
that
that's
sounds
not great.
bad.
It's no
On the
good.
other hand, it didn't
So
go
how
for
big
us,
were they?
so that's good.
How big was this thing?
This thing is an enormous dragon.
Shit.
Well,
So
fuck.
it looks like this. It is specifically huge as a size category. And on that picture I showed you, basically like the top third of that is what opened for it to fly out.
So Deathwing flew out.
Effectively, yes. Except that from your knowledge, it is Deathwing made of Chardalyn.
Oh
Fair
my.
enough.
But
So-
imagine how many weapons you could make of that.
None, because it's all already enchanted.
If it wasn't already pre-corrupted, maybe. Okay,
Well then,
so what are you doing? The dragon is flying towards 10 towns. The Goliaths kind of look back and forth at the group of you, trying to figure out what you're going to do.
I think we're
Decide
attacking the
that next
fortress.
no.
I mean, it's either that or running back to Tentown to try and. But I mean, we're so slow. We'll get there days after everything's ruined.
Yeah, like I think our best bet is try. Maybe we can use the griffins to like
As you kind of
distract it.
as you kind of mull it over, the Goliaths, the handlers indicate that if it is your intent to chase the dragon, they can get the griffins to carry you to the closest 10-town settlement. But they're not sure that they would stay. The griffins might then abandon you at that point.
Yeah, that is fair.
But they could get you there.
Are the doors still open, by the way?
The doors are still open. They're just wide open.
Could we get a lift up into the doors?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or we just like climb the side.
Depending on what you want to do.
I mean, because then we have like the Goliath support, right?
I mean, do those fortress sides look climbable enough?
I mean, there's a
I mean,
door up there.
there's a stair.
There's a stairway that
Yeah,
leads up to a door.
I mean, yeah, no. The thing is, if we
Considering-
go right in where the dragon came from, like the only reason to not chase the dragon would be to hope that we can stop the dragon from here. Like there's something here that controls the dragon.
Go ahead and roll insight. The dragon is definitely sentient. It does not appear controlled with the way that it
Shit!
moved.
Now the
Well, I
question
mean-
is, can we go wake the
Uh,
white dragon and see someone else is trying to take your domain? Go
Well,
fuck
we
it
have
up.
to find that first.
You would have to
I mean,
find
that-
Aurel Vitis.
That might just happen anyway.
We could
Yeah.
try and send one of the handlers to try and find them with a griffin.
I mean, but like, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
if,
then,
if we
then
were,
we can, like, we have to stop this dragon if we want to save 10 towns.
conversely, if we want to assault Sunblight right now, there's not a dragon defending it.
Exactly. So what's like? Then again, what's our priority? Taking out the people who made the dragon, or stopping the dragon from doing the things they want it to do?
I mean, I gauge my chance of survival higher by stopping the dwarves.
Also,
we're already here.
We're already here. The dragon will do whatever it wants while we try and catch up with it anyway. One day, more or less. Or maybe only one city destroyed.
No.
No.
Like the griffins can probably keep up with it.
They cannot move at the same speed that it can, but they can move much
Yeah, but
faster than
almost.
you can.
Yeah, but
Like, that's
what
why
I'm
they're
saying
awful.
is we go inside, fuck up the sunblight, then we fly after the dragon.
I'm in Throg on this one.
I guess that's an option, yeah.
They also still
Yeah.
might have the Goliath inside here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if we do save him, we're having a even closer alliance with the Goliaths.
Yeah. I
Because
doubt
truth be
that
told, they are more, like, I'd say they're more powerful than any of the
the
10
dragon probably won't go to Craghammer. I don't think we're in a rush.
You know, you're the only one who only cares about the Goliaths.
Yeah, I definitely think that trying to save 10 towns might be a better option, or at least minimize damage and fuckery.
I mean, while we clear out this place, we'll at most lose one city, right?
Yeah, that's still a whole fucking city!
How long do you think it would take a dragon to burn down a very small village like Goodmead?
Drive by.
You think it's going to land? It's not just going to strafe back and forth with its breath weapon?
But what are we gonna do about it?
Yeah,
What
what
are
are
you
we
gonna do
gonna
about
do
it?
in that?
Throw javelins?
No, we're gonna throw Throg at it. Just, have the Griffin drop Throg off on top of it.
I
Yeah,
think
none
our
of
best
you are
bet
strong
might
enough.
be to... Okay, how about this? We have the Goliaths launch a distracting attack over the stairs, and while their attention is focused there, we use the Griffins to go in from the doors. We clear out Sunblight and immediately head after the dragon.
Or decimates all of the small towns in 10 towns.
I mean, it's mostly humans.
Throg, stop it! We've said 5 times that we don't care. You're not helping.
You don't care about the humans, or you don't care that it's...
We don't care about your opinion that it's just humans.
I mean, that's just like your opinion with you that we don't care. You can't say we don't care without ensuring that actually
Okay,
includes
you
all
shut
of
up
us.
too. You shut up too.
Okay, so we're two on the outside now.
I mean, you have been for some time.
Straight,
Aren't-
And you
Eon
put yourself there.
has absolutely no
Shouldn't
fucking
Ian
give
really care about
about his
them?
hometown.
Yeah. Eon's entire friends and family in Bryn Shander.
Yeah, fuck him.
Like,
don't think
it's only the
Bryn
town he grew up
Shander-
in.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Like,
just
either-
like
either we-
I don't believe we can do much about the dragon, but I mean, is that like a check to see like could we fight? Does Ian think we could fight it, like, and have a chance?
Is Eon willing to abandon 10 towns to its fate?
Well, I mean, the question is like, does he think that we have stand a chance fighting it at all? Because I mean, if that's just a suicide operation, it's a heroic one. But if it's suicide, there might just be no point.
Also, there is a decent chance the dragon might just head straight for Bryn Shander.
True.
Take out the biggest threat first.
By Dugan's hole too.
Like Dugan's hole, he'll just pass by, annihilate.
Well,
Like the only reason to attack Sunblight right now would be maybe to find something to use against the dragon. Like, that's the only reason I can see to attack it right now. Because the dragon is definitely the most pressing threat.
And you think we can fight the dragon?
I don't think we have a choice.
Yes, I think we can fight the dragon. I think
We're
it'll be tough,
probably-
but I think we could do it.
We're probably
Yeah.
the best that this land has to offer.
The
It's
best
willing.
things that, like, if all of 10 towns came together with all of their most skilled fighters, then yeah, they could probably mount a decentish resistance, maybe. But they're not prepared, from what we know.
Maybe we're lucky. Maybe that wizard friend of yours will drop by.
Hmm.
Let me
Him
put it
killing
like
a
this:
dra-
if
killing a
if
dragon would be quite epic.
let me put it like this: if I had a sentient dragon weapon and I wanted it to wipe out a conglomeration of towns, I'd go for the strongest one first, while I still have the surprise.
But yeah, while it pains me to like just leave these Dvergor here and to
Yeah,
capture Goliath, it's probably bigger prio on dealing with the dragon, or at least trying to.
Yeah, and the other thing is, if we take out Sunblight first, it's still a fucking fortress. We're not coming out of this unscathed.
Plus, how long will that actually take you to do?
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I still consider. I don't know, fighting a dragon is like, it's not something.
Alright.
Leon is
we're
the
pressed for
worst
time.
town guard I've ever met in my entire fucking life.
Like,
Sure.
if we're fighting the dragon, now is the best chance we'll ever have.
Unless it runs out of juice.
Yeah, but by that time, 10 towns will be in ruins.
So here are your 2 boxes. Vote for if you're going to 10 towns or if you want to storm Sunblight, so we know who's voting for where.
Helja, no.
Can it be like here? Like there.
Fuck it, fighting a dragon seems fun.
Literally on the fence of the box.
I get to keep the head.
I mean,
If we
you
we
may
don't
not
smash
want
it
to.
Yeah, you have to get it first.
Well, it's also, like corrupted Chardalyn, so like maybe you don't want it. Since everyone else
I
that's
definitely
dealt
want
with
it.
corrupted Chardalyn has literally turned them insane.
Oh.
I'm not saying you won't take it. I'm just saying maybe you shouldn't want it. That's all.
Well, someone will have to convince Throg of that, but yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Alright.
we have
So-
a bunch of.
It looks like you have decided that you will pursue the dragon. So now the question becomes, how are you going to get back there?
The Griffins?
So if you're going to take the Griffins, where do you want the Griffins to take you? They will take you to Dugan's Hole, Goodmead, or East Haven, because it has to be
Where
a close
did
one.
the dragon head?
North. Because remember, you can't see very far. It's still darkness. You know that it headed north, which is any of them. It's towards 10 towns. That's all you could tell.
Well, the dwarfs had an operation set up in East Haven, so
They had one in East Haven, and they had one in Caer Konig.
Okay.
Is that the dragon's going towards Dugan's Hole? It's the closest one. It's small. It'll be easy to destroy.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's either Dugan's Hole or East Haven. Like, it's either going for the bigger threat first and just leaving Goodmead and Dugan's Hole for later, or it's just starting with the most remote one because the chance of word getting to any of the other settlements is the smallest. Like, that's my guess. If they take us to Dugan's Hole and the dragon's not there, could they take us to Goodmead still?
They will take
Or
you
is
to one
that-
town. Because
Okay,
it's basically the Griffins are dropping you
Yeah.
off and then leaving.
Yeah.
Because the handler won't be there to give them new instructions, and you guys don't know how to actually, like, command them to do anything.
You
Yeah.
mean my very insightful episode has not made me a Griffin Master yet?
Correct. That is what I mean.
Oh.
Basically, what we're getting is we're getting the
Fast
one-way
travel
giant
back.
eagle travel.
Yeah. But, like, into danger.
I mean, kind of what they did in Lord of the Rings as well.
It's like the
just-
Treants one,
Yeah.
You're like, take us there. The closer we are to danger, the farther we are from harm.
Okay.
So, which town?
If we fuck this up, the entire point of pursuing the dragon is
I think East Haven is the most likely good position. Like my gut feeling.
A good mead has good mead.
I mean,
Let's make sure that's safe.
like my gut feeling would be Brinchander. But of the three we have, like East Haven is the closest to why I think it's Brinchander. But also Dugan's Hole is the one on the way to Brinchander.
Yeah,
East Haven is closer.
Yeah, East Haven to Brinchander takes less time because of the Eastway.
on foot.
Yes. That's what I'm
But
saying.
if
So,
the
like,
dragon's going straight to Brinchander, Dugan's Hole is the closest.
yes.
Are there any in? Did we know if there was any people selling dogs or renting out dogs in East Haven?
Not that we know of.
There would be. You didn't directly
there
interact with
probably
any of
would be.
them, but there would be.
That's fair. That's fair. East
So we
Haven's
could
big enough and
probably
everything.
we could probably get dogs who would just talk to the mayor and it's like, there's a dragon coming. We need to warn people.
Yeah, I guess East Haven is our best guess. And if it happens to, shit, that's such a, I hate thinking like this, but if it attacks East Haven and we go to Dugan's Hole, more people will potentially die due to us not being there than if we go to East Haven and it attacks Dugan's Hole.
Yeah, like even if it takes out all of Dugan's Hole and Goodmead, there's still less people there than in East Haven.
So, as a meta point, I will say this, that I know its exact flight path and timing. So, feel free to have whatever discussions you guys want to have. Like, it's not going to you're not going to give me a new idea or anything like that. Don't let that shadow you at all. It has a very specific flight path and how long it takes to do all the things it's going to do.
Okay. The
It's
next
been
point would
pre-programmed.
be-
Processes.
Well, it's been given commands.
Well, it knows what it's like. The module says this is what the dragon does unless things happen.
So my thought process is that if you're trying to fuck over the entirety of 10 towns, you would go to Brinchander since it is the hub into all of 10 towns.
Make
And
sure
if
you
you
absolutely fuck that up.
And to disrupt the central fucking, like, oh, this is where all the outside shit comes in, like, everything else is easier and more fucked.
Yeah. And like the way there would be over Dugan Soul. Like that's why I'm also considering.
But from Dugensold to Brinchander is a 2 days of traveling. I suppose we could go round the forest, but
Yeah.
Well,
But the
no,
thing
remember,
is,
you guys have double travel speed now because of Elk Boy.
yeah.
all right.
So you actually, all of those times where it takes X many hours to go from here to there, that's all halved because you're traveling at double that speed anyway.
Okay. Well, first off, we're definitely leaving the dogs and our sled with the Goliath. Just
We'd
What,
only
we're
have
not
Yeah.
packing the sled onto the griffins?
no, because they're already carrying 6 of us.
Yeah.
4 griffins.
So this is
This
the way we're going to end today is you guys are going to tell me where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we're ending today's session. That's the decision we have to get to. Is what town are the Griffins taking you to?
Yeah, I've cast my vote.
So it's either Goodmead or Dugensoul. No, wait, Niker hasn't decided yet.
No,
Niker,
it's East Haven. It's East Haven or Dugan Soul. I'm still thinking.
Well, it's that so far there's 2 votes for Dugans, 2 votes for Goodmead, and one vote for East Haven.
so if you choose East Haven, it's 2 for each.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I'll let you guys split up. You can go to each town if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
We could
Let's
work
first
it
agree
that
to
way.
not do that, and then
You know, so we'll let 3
Okay,
or we'll let 2 people stay behind here with the Goliaths, deal with the fortress, and then we send 1 person each griffin to 4 different cities.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
that's
thing.
gonna
Well, in Goodmead, our best friend is.
I mean, I can ask
Think-
the griffins where they think the dragon would go.
The Griffins don't really have enough intellect to understand tactics involved in, hunting down an entire 10 villages.
Okay. One
Every
second.
ladies to the party.
What?
The Griffins
One
do not understand tactics.
Neither do I. Goodmead has good beer. Let's save that.
Okay. One more question. Do you think we could do something as brazen as fly into the door with the griffins, find out where the dragon is headed, and immediately bolt out of there?
I think that's a terrible plan.
Yeah, I like I said, it's very brazen.
Because then the dwarfs know we're on its trail as well.
I mean, they're gonna see the griffins.
What time of day is it now?
It would be, 9 a.m.?
So odds are high that people will see the dragon out.
It's still dark. Remember, you cannot see more than, a few hundred feet at best. During the dim light, they could see a little bit more, but it's still, obscured vision past a certain point. It's still, dark out there. Like, a town isn't going to see it until it is effectively on the town.
I mean, we can fly to Goodmead and see where smoke comes from.
But you'd only
Not really.
you couldn't see the smoke until you got closer. Like, it's miles away.
Yeah. And Goodmead is, in my opinion, really the least likely.
Yeah. Well, how far can you see when you're flying?
So it's not so much the flying that's going to cut down your vision, it's the fact that it's dark. Like, there's no... So it's just going to be, blackness out there.
So I don't see any bright, like giant balls of fire in any
Correct.
of the towns.
No, well, you can't see the towns right now anyway, but
Okay.
because
and
you're on the
as
southern
Kamin
side of the
stated,
mountain.
As Kamin stated, like we wouldn't be able to, like, even if we were sent to Dugan's Hole, and the dragon happens to be in Goodme, even if we somehow manage to like see it wrecking Goodme, the Griffins would still drop us off at Dugan's Hole.
Yeah, because none of you are trained enough to redirect them to go somewhere else.
So the decision we make is where we're going. I'm saying East Haven, but
Split the party.
Well, yeah, probably East Haven then, and then to Bryn Shander. It's a good idea.
yeah, again, the thing is, if it's actually going for Bryn Shander first, it will go over Dugan's Hole.
Going to Bryn Shander. There is no reason that you would say let's go to East Haven.
Well, because that's the shortest way.
It would take you less time to get.
Shander,
It will take you less
one day.
time. They're saying it'll take you less time to walk from East Haven to Bryn Shander than from Dugan's Hole to Bryn Shander because the road makes it faster. That's their point of East Haven. Is they're saying we're going to East Haven to go to Bryn Shander.
And also to be able to, you know, get dogs and warnings out to people, maybe.
I will note, I do think it's appropriate. This chapter is specifically called Difficult Decision.
Well, the first decision is also difficult, I'd say,
Mm-hmm.
whether to follow it or not.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what this is about. Is like,
Yeah.
are they pursuing the dragon or are they going into the fortress?
So
And
I'm
If only
sure
we
the
could have gotten here a bit
consequences
earlier.
for not going into the fortress too.
Yes, because this wasn't a sequenced event that happens as soon as you get here.
No.
Yeah.
We hit
we have to
that
suspend your
triggered
disbelief.
modifier.
Yeah. So it looks like we have 3 votes for East Haven.
Yeah.
All right, let me.
Fuck, I'm gonna regret this. Difficult decisions indeed.
So it's 12. All right, so flight speed. So I don't know how accurate this one is. Let me check and double check.
I mean, then there's also the questions: what will the Goliaths do? Will they just storm Sunblight with the 8 of them?
What are you going to ask him to
10.
do?
I would ask them to not storm Sunblight by themselves because it's No, like I don't think it would go well.
They could scout the area and just ambush people that go out.
But I mean that means they have to leave their own to die, probably, in their eyes.
Well, the dragon didn't appear to be flying towards their place.
No, I mean like the
The
captured guy.
captive.
I mean-
If the one captive survived this long, I don't think they're gonna kill him right now. Though I guess it's an option.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking if I'm the Goliath, I'm here to save the guy. There comes a
Yeah.
dragon. Doesn't really affect the Goliaths because the dragon isn't going to their place.
I think they, after seeing that dragon, they know that the dragon will deal with them once it's done with 10 tones.
I wouldn't say they're positive about that. They understand it's a threat, but... Okay, so... You guys are going to hop on the Griffins and take the Griffins to East Haven, which from Sunblight is 13.2 miles. So... This takes you just shy, well, I guess just at, because I'm just going to leave it in hour increments for now. This takes you 3 hours of flying. So, that is where we will end today, as you guys are mounted on your griffins. 3 hours.
Can you at least tell us if East Haven is burning?
Nope. I know, but that's
Yeah.
that's not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Confirmed not burning.
You guys
Okay.
are effectively in the middle here. You're flying on your griffins towards East Haven.
It's
As
like
you're
right
being
now, I
carried.
kind of wish I knew which was the correct choice in the
There-
module.
There isn't a correct choice. There is
No.
what is the priority of your heroes.
Yeah.
Neither one is a like correct choice. It is entirely up to what matters to you and how are you doing it. Now there's a correct in a fashion of, because it has a set pattern, saying, oh, I know it's going to go here versus I know it's going to go there. There are wrong thoughts there, but it doesn't mean that you might be going to the right place because you inferred something differently. So. All right. So now I have my 3 tracks. So let me move this over. Make it a little wider. Because I've got a table that I have where... come on. The... where the what the dragon's current action is, how long that current action takes, and then the total amount of time that has elapsed. Because effectively the clock has started now until the dragon is done with all of its things.
Or we stop it.
Well, I mean, the clock start. Like if you stop it, obviously, then it ends.
Yeah.
But it's like there is a clock for every action, including like long rests and things like that of time passing. So, East Haven, 3 hours. Okay, so that is where we're ending today, with you guys flying on your griffins about halfway back to East Haven.